Now Thune has to settle down. He cannot let this get out of hand. He's pitched so well this inning.
Thune kicks and deals. Going to be inside again.
Manny Voorhees on first base has 5 stolen bases this year. He's been caught stealing 1, so he could run, but with 2 outs, not really sure if they want to have him run.
They really want to see. He's toying with him a little bit as the pitch is going to be inside for a strike this time. Thune's kind of working the inside of the plate a lot in these at-bats.
Yeah, see a lot of calls on the inside, but strike zone seems like it's changing. Sometimes he gets the inside corner, sometimes he doesn't, so a lot to look on to for the rest of this game.
Pickoff move, and he's safe. Not a bad move, keeping him on. He was toying with him a little bit on that last pitch, so make sure he could stay on there. And it looked good, but didn't get the call.
Looked like I got a little under the knees there. So again, you think of like big league strike zones they have. Once you get below those knees, that's pretty much a ball. You've seen them called strikes. A good pitch there by Thune.
Yeah, usually get someone chasing on that one. But Thune, with the 2-1 count, deals, and it is fouled off towards the Butler bubble, and we're 2-2.
So once again, another 2-strike count here for Thune. Remember, he he hit Voorhees with 2 strikes. Has to get this out, has to stay in control. Can't let it unravel here with 2 outs.
Thune with the pitch. And strike 3 got him.
So great inning there by Kate Thune. 2 strikeouts. Again, only 1 hit by pitch, but he didn't let it get away from him. We're going to change here, head to a little break, and we'll be right back here on the Butler Plus radio here at Bulldog Park.
Welcome back to Bulldogs baseball. We're in the bottom of the first, 0-0. Pretty good inning now to Thune, able to get out of a plugged hitter on first. As we're going to head in the bottom of the first. Tell us a little about this NKU pitcher.
So on the mound for the Norse will be Aaron Massey, a sophomore. He's supporting a 12.91 ERA. So I guess like the similar thing to what I said about Butler's pitching staff. Northern Kentucky, they have to keep the ball in the yard. They're giving up a lot of runs, especially with Massey on the mound. And his last outing was April 12th against Miami of Ohio. He only pitched two outs of an inning, giving up 1. So he is also a reliever. He has only started 3 games this year, appeared in 9. So he comes in bullpen days. So we see a bullpen day here for the Butler Bulldogs and the Northern Kentucky Norse.
Yeah, hopefully you'll see some run. You can see some runs out of this Butler team. Some run production is what's needed out of these guys to really take it to the next level. As Keegan Connors steps into play.
Keegan Connors, a freshman out of Carpentersville, Illinois, is leading off today. He's DHing as well, hitting .375 on the season. And only 16 at-bats, though, so small sample size.
Massey with the pitch, and it's in for a strike on the inside corner.
King Connors had 2 hits in Butler's last game against Villanova, which that resulted in a loss.
And that one will go in as well. Two pretty about the same spot for Massey. Can hit that same inside corner. Both pitchers have been are going to look to attack that early. Massey kicks, deals, and it's going to be off his bat for a foul tip.
Looked like a pretty good off speed there, so that's something that Butler will have to know. Watching those off speeds, Connors was way in front of it, lucky to get a piece of it on the bat to fight for another day.
Connors looking to continue to fight. Swing and misses. Massey with his first strikeout of the night.
The Northern Kentucky Norse will line up like this. In the field from left to right will be Peyton Lane, Adam Schneider, and Colton Kucera. From third to first will be Manny Voorhees, Noah Fisher, Brennan Rowe, and Leah McFadden Akma. Behind the plate will be Zach Minton, and as we talked about on the mound is Aaron Massey.
Joey Urban steps in here. And it's going to be in for a ball. Catcher can squeeze it. I bet if he squeezed it, they probably would have gave him the call, but didn't happen there. 1-0 count.
Joey Urban hitting .286 on the year. He's played in every game for the Bulldogs as of right now. He started every game. 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, 5 stolen bases.
Ball on the outside of the plate. 2-0 count for Urban. Massey deals, and they're called strike on that one. Urban did not like the call. Kind of gave the ump a look like, oh, come on, man. He didn't even catch that one.
Yeah, it definitely didn't look like a strike. Urban from Jupiter, Florida, so pretty much halfway across the country here to come play baseball for the Bulldogs.
Urban swings. Ball, going to see if they can get over his head, and it's off the wall. Urban running towards second. He's going to stand up for a stand-up double. Urban with a nice hit off the wall. Going to put the Bulldogs in business.
On a 2-1 count, Massey left that fastball just a little up right in the zone for Urban, and he took it all the way out to that B out there in left field. Just missed a home run by a few inches.
It was a great pickup on the hit, knowing where that would go. And he's been one of the Bulldogs' best hitters this year, and it continues in this game.
Absolutely. Now batting will be the shortstop, Carter DeRiggi, the transfer sophomore. He's hitting .345 with runners on, .364 with runners in scoring position. So the right guy you want up here is a 3-hole hitter. He as well, similar to Urban, has started every game for the Bulldogs at shortstop.
Dirty, seeing if he can knock him in here. Massey getting ready after giving up the double. And here's the pitch. It's going to be in the outside corner of the plate for a ball.
DeRiggi attended Lafayette College, posting a .282 batting average. He ended the year with 50 hits, 8 doubles, and a home run.
Yeah, not too shabby the stats here as Massey deals, and that ball's going to get foul over by the baseball shed.
So again, DeRiggi now hitting .299. He's got 40 hits, a home run, and 21 RBIs. So very similar seasons for DeRiggi, but he's getting more of an opportunity here at Butler, and he's making the most of it.
Dirty looking at that too. He has an approach where it's a contact first approach, showing the way he's been hitting, but he can show a little bit of power for those doubles. Here's pitch. And it's going to be up the middle and going to fall through. Urban's going to be held up at third with runners at the corners with one out.
Looked like Urban got a pretty not so great read. That ball was looking like it was going to be hit the whole way. It seemed like Urban kind of thought maybe the shortstop or the center fielder was going to make a play. He held up there at second, only leaving him to third, but now we'll bring up corners for the San Diego State transfer, Xavier Carter.
Carter steps in. Bigger guy here. Looks like he can get a power behind a bat. See if he can put some smoke on a ball into the outfield and score this ball and bring these Bulldogs home. The pickoff move, nothing happening there.
Xavier Carter hitting .287 on the season, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs here for the Bulldogs.
Massey gets the sign and deals. And there's a ball hit to the second baseman, flipped to the shortstop, and got him at first for the double play. Bulldogs don't get a run.
and that's going to hurt the Bulldogs. That they felt like they had a chance to put together a run there, and Carter grounds into a 4-6-3. Unfortunate, but we're going to go to the second inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. Butler plus baseball here at Bulldog Park.
Welcome back to Butler Bulldogs baseball after Bulldog ground into a double play to end that inning with runners in the corners. Decent inning, got where you wanted to be, but just unfortunately the ball second baseman turned 2, and that's it.
Yeah, unfortunate turn of events there for the Bulldogs, but it looked good. They were hitting the ball, and again, if Dewey is coming back out here for his second inning of work after 2 strikeouts in the first inning,
and he made quick work of them. So again, pretty easy decision to give him a second inning of work here.
Stepping into the plate will be Peyton Lane, the junior. He's playing left field today. He's hitting 265 on the season.
Pitch goes to Lane right down the middle for a strike.
Kate Dune has been really pounding the strike zone, not really throwing a lot of off speeds, a lot of fastballs we've seen, which is something I think that they want.
And he get him on a sword there, 0-2 count.
Kind of in full control. We've seen with 2 strikes, Dune's actually kind of struggled a little bit. So
Thune kicks and off the, I believe the knee pad of the catcher going up, pretty high, ricocheting pretty high off, skips it in, ball 1. Thune's velocity is looking pretty quick here too.
Yeah,
sizzling a little bit. Thune can't get the strike call there, a little high. 2-2 count.
And very quick to the mound, like not a big windup. He gets himself set and he goes almost like there is a pitch clock. Again, we don't play the pitch clock here, but it's almost like he's acting like there is one.
And gets it, just fouls it off. Yeah, that's a good point you bring up about how you got to make quick work of it. You see guys now are learning to have a quicker windup because if they want to go that far, they're going to have to learn how to do it, so you may as well implement it. Pitch is going to be hit to the third baseman, scooped up, and great play down at third by
that's the junior Billy Wirch.
That is a good play. We were watching earlier as we came in. A lot of balls were hitting the lip of hitting the lip of the infield and bouncing up. So you can never be so sure with this infield. A lot of interesting bounces. Wirch made a good play, collecting himself and making the throw at first. First pitch for Rowe is for a ball.
Brendan Rowe playing second today. He hits 235. No home runs on the season. He has only had 34 at-bats, so a small sample size on a 34-game season.
Thune with the pitch, and it's a little low. Thune bringing it. 3-0 count. I would think you would get the green light here.
Yeah, I think you give him a green light here. 3-0. You haven't really hit trying to get anything.
And going to be a little high for a ball.
So the story on Thune is that he doesn't strike out many. He does walk a lot of batters. So there's another walk. So we've had a hit by pitch in the first inning. We had a walk now. It's going to put a runner on with 1 out to bring up the DH. Bryce Miller hitting 133. He's only played in 16 games, only 30 at-bats. So a small sample size, but 133 nonetheless.
You should see where he can locate here. Thune can get where he wants it to go, and there's going to be a pickoff move.
So Peyton Lane at first base, Brendan Rowe at first base, only 1 stolen base on the year. So not a huge threat to run, but again, he has not played in a lot of games, so maybe there's something that we don't know.
Thune moving in, And there's me a strike.
Thune seems to have a three-pitch mix. We see a fastball, we've seen a curveball, slider, and a changeup. That looked like a changeup,
Yeah.
kind of down the middle for a strike.
We've only seen a few of them though. He's mostly relying on his fastball. There's gonna be one fouled off.
And as you pointed out, we've seen Thune very quick to the plate. That fastball makes it look even quicker to the plate, catching those hitters off guard like that.
Sometimes if it's even like a quick pitch, if you can get to the mound fast enough and get that batter sleeping a little bit, you're gonna be able to get them off guard, like you said. Thune, seeing if he can bring it now, gonna go over to first again, really trying to keep him on here.
Bryce Miller, a Franklin High School graduate in Wisconsin. He graduated in 2020. He was named to the All-Decade team at Franklin High School and the WBCA East All-Star team, the SEC All-Conference, and preseason All-State.
And it's going to be a wild pitch. Advance a run at second.
A hefty turn there by Brennan Rowe.
Yeah, that was a little risky there, especially if he could pick it up, but they were able to collect himself and go back to second.
So now a runner in scoring position, and Thune has to just keep it here. One out. He's up 1-2 here on Miller.
Thune looks on, pitch, and strike three called. Good pitch, good activation, able to put it right where you want it and get the swing to go.
The third strikeout of the day for Kate Thune, and that's something that Coach Beamer that's exactly what he wants. He didn't want to go to his bullpen so early in this game, and Thune's going to give him hopefully 2 innings and maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah, he may get more. It's looking decent. You just got to get through this last batter, but of course, as I say that, hopefully nothing bad will happen.
This last batter is Adam Schneider, the center fielder, the senior, hitting .241. Schneider does hit over 300 when there's 2 outs, so he is still a threat to drive in that run from second base.
Deals, and there'll be a ball hit to the shortstop. Collects himself, throws it over, and gonna get the out.
Carter Jarigi there at short with a clean play, handled the ball cleanly, and got the out. So that is no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on because of a walk. We're going to the bottom of the second. No score just yet. Butler baseball here on Butler Plus.
Welcome back to Bulldog Park after Kuhn making pretty good work out of them again. Bulldog, see if they can end up in a better position, put themselves in the same position they did, but better outcome in the bottom of the second.
Aaron Massey back out there. He had a pretty solid inning and he gave up those 2 runs, but he did a strikeout. He did get out of the inning, no runs, but the Bulldogs seem to be seeing him pretty well, so we're going to hope that they can strike through here and put some runs on the board. Leading off this inning will be Ryan O'Halloran, the second baseman, the senior. He's hitting .222, but he's hitting .333 when he leads off.
Massey with the pitch, and it's going to be on the outside for a ball.
O'Halloran has only appeared in 15 games, hitting .222 on the season, and he has 1 home run.
Pitch is going to be on the inside part of the plate, but it's going to be fouled off.
Last year's junior season, he was one of 2 Bulldogs to start in all 56 games, recording 52 hits and 203 at-bats.
Some consistency there. A lot of those guys, You don't see too much of anymore, especially in college baseball, but O'Halloran stepped up to the plate for that. Going to be low on the outside for ball.
Prior to Butler, O'Halloran played at Orange Coast College. He was named to the second team All OEC in 2021, hitting 367 in conference as they won the Orange Empire Conference Championship.
In for strike, it's going to be, I believe, a 2-2 count. Nothing's updated yet, or 3-1 count. 3-1 count. Ball's me fouled off.
O'Halloran there does a good job fighting off that outside fastball. Would have been close, not sure ball or strike, but got to be protective. One strike, don't want to take one like that. So we're gonna see a full count here from Massey to O'Halloran.
Yeah, that's a tough spot, especially with the disappointing ball kind of moving out. 3-2 count, and that ball's gonna be fouled off. O'Halloran's gonna stay alive.
Well, like we said, O'Halloran, he started all 56 games this year. He did get hurt right at the beginning of March, and then came back in April.
And there's the pitch in for strike 3 called.
So O'Halloran is set down, but like I was saying, he's still getting his legs under him. He was hurt for about a month, but it's going to bring up nonetheless. It's going to bring up our sophomore catcher, Cade Voda, hitting 179 this season, only 28 at bats. So a lot of the Bulldogs are fluctuating in and out of the lineup, just trying to get guys at bats.
Voda has 5 hits on the year, 28 at bats. Voda pitch in for swinging, not a strike.
Looked like an off-speed pitch that kind of just sunk right when it got to home plate. Voda looked pretty confused there.
That's a good pitch. Massey winds and deals for strike 2.
It's a good spot for Massey to stay. If he wants to stay right on below those knees, the umpire seems to be giving him those strikes, and the Bulldogs cannot seem to be hitting them as of right now.
Deals that is going to be high for the ball. 1-2 count here. In the bottom of the second here at Bulldog Park. Massey deals, and it's going to be fouled off.
Voda, a sophomore from Niles, Michigan, in his freshman season. He only played in 8 games, making 1 start. So he didn't really get much run in his freshman year, and again has not gotten much run here in his sophomore year.
Here's the pitch, and Voda fouled it off again.
Voda being very, very protective. Anything kind of close, he's throwing his bat out there, just trying to foul it off until he gets something he can drive.
Yeah, being good with this selection, keeping yourself alive at bat, see if you can get that pitch where you want it. Brings it, and he check swings and it hits the part of the bat. Still fighting it off. It's always unfortunate when you kind of stick the bat out and it's inside, or it could have probably hit you, but ends up hitting the bat.
Yeah, it looked like it hit partially Voda and partially the bat. But again, once it hits the bat, it's a foul ball regardless.
Massey, pitch in, going to be a ground ball to first base, going to be foul. Good at bat by Voda here. A lot of action, a lot of being able to foul the ball off and be competitive in a count. This is what it takes in games, even if it doesn't result in a hit or being on base. It gets the pitcher tired, gets the pitcher thinking more for your next guy to come in and maybe get a pitch that he was expecting. Just more eyes on pitches is always good to have. Massey deals, and it's low.
Voda having a really incredible at bat, like you said, and again hitting 6 today. 6, 7, 8, and 9 all have below 200 averages for the Bulldogs, so they want to try to get as much possible out of these 6 to 9 hitters. And Voda's doing a great job, looking to just find a way to get on base, and he's keeping himself in these at bats.
2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be for a ball. Ooh, it was right on the cusp there, but I'm giving Voda the benefit of the doubt, and it's a 3-2 count here.
We see the Bulldog dugout going crazy as Voda continues to work in this at-bat. We're now full.
As a player, you love to see these long at-bats. Is the pitch here, and it's on the outside corner for a ball. Gonna take first. That's a fantastic at-bat. Working the count, coming down back from 0-2. Fouling off, just being a dog out there and putting yourself on first.
Yeah, absolutely does a great job. I believe there were 5 foul balls in that at bat. Again, like you said, started out 0-2, and it leads to a walk again to the much please of the Bulldog dugout. It's coming up our first baseman, the freshman Evan Parks, hitting 185 on the season in only 27 at bats.
Park should have got some good looks at those pitches, so I wouldn't be surprised if he swings first pitch here, as he does, and it's we foul off.
Looks like, unlike Thune, Massey works a lot of the off speed. We've not seen many a heavy dose of fastballs like we've seen from Thune. So a different way of styles between two relievers here.
Usually these guys have stuff meant for 2-3 innings being relievers, but now having to become starters for the game, you kind of have to find a little bit more consistency. As there's a ball on the inside, almost hits him, but it can be called for a ball, 1-1 count. Massey in the box here, looking to see if he can advance the runner here at first. Pitch low and outside for a ball, 2-1.
Evan Parks, a freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan, was a 4-year starter in high school under the direction of head coach Ian Hearn at Forest Hills Eastern. He was part of the 2022 D2 state championship team.
Massey brings a 2-1 count, and it's going to be fouled off. 2-2.
Parks, like we said, hitting 185. He's appeared in 15 games for the Bulldogs. No home runs, 2 RBIs, and he has 1 stolen base. He has struck out 12 times to only 27 at-bats, so just about half of his at-bats have ended in a strikeout, so not what you want to see if you're a Beamer in the Bulldogs.
2-2 count, brings in the pitch, going to be hit towards second, gets right through under his glove. Voda's going for third, and he's going to get down and safely. Runners at the corners again with 1 out. This looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, that should go down as a hit for Evan Parks, I believe. It was just out of reach of second baseman Brennan Rowe, who made a great effort on the diving stop. Voda, very smart as rounding second. He saw the ball was still at a pretty decent length away from Rowe, takes a free third base, and now you have the corners again with 1 out, bringing up Billy Wirch, the junior, playing third today, hoping that we don't see a double play. We see a run being scored here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Wirch, again, I would like to see him work the count here, see if he can get that pitch he really, really wants. As bunt is on, ball's going to be popped up out of play for a strike.
That bunt was sent high up into the air, so maybe trying to get it down. Wirch hitting 146 on the season, 41 at-bats, hitting 182 with his scoring position. He has appeared in 22 games for the Bulldogs.
We saw him working on bunts in batting practice, and makes sense a little bit, trying to get the safety squeeze on. Didn't work there. I don't know if they'll come back with it, as Massey's going to deal. And ball high.
Billy Wirch, junior from San Marcos, California. His sophomore season, he made 52 starts at second base.
We're looking to see if he can put one at least in the air to score a run here. And swing and miss. Strike 1-2 count.
Wirch has only played in 2 games in April, so after starting 52 games at second base, not as much opportunity for Billy. Again, that's why he's only supporting that 146 average, only starting in 14 games this season.
Yeah, small sample size, though. He could turn it on if he needs to. And strike 3 on the swing. 2 outs.
Looked like a real good slider there from Massey. Started on the hands of Billy Wirch and ended up right down the middle. Wirch looked completely confused. It'll bring up Kyle Van Lee, the center fielder, hitting 167. With runners in scoring position, he hits 240. So he is a threat to get a hit, just like any of these Bulldogs are. He has appeared in 30 games for Butler, 13 hits and only 78 at-bats. But he has gone deep once.
The slider we haven't seen too much of on that last pitch, and it was able to confuse the Bulldogs, so now they have to keep an eye out for it. Pitch in, going to be popped up. First baseman can't make a play on it, though.
Von Leer, the senior from Kalamazoo, Michigan. He played in 46 games, making 33 starts last year for the Bulldogs. He hit 215, three doubles, one triple, and one home run.
Bowden parks on the corners with a 0-0 score with 2 outs here at Bulldog Park. And could be inside. Did it hit him? I don't think it did. He almost reacted like it did, but it did not.
That looked like it did hit him. I thought it hit him from here, but no reaction. So it'll be 1-1 nonetheless, and Van Leer will stay in there, trying to drive in a run for the Bulldogs.
Massey, ready for the pitch with runners on the corners, and it's going to be popped up to right fielder moving in on it and going to make the play. Bulldogs, second straight inning in front on the corners, not able to convert. 0-0 going into the top of the third. Welcome back to Bulldog Park in the top of the third. Still 0-0 game. With Cade Thune still going to be on the mound for the Bulldogs.
So again, when we heard that there was a bullpen game, the Bulldogs were hoping for 2 innings out of Thune, and he's given them 2 superb innings, so why not give him a third again? Northern Kentucky, no hits. They've left 2 on. We've seen a hit batter and a walk, but other than that, Thune has been in complete control, 3 strikeouts.
No, he's looked really good. The velocity's been there. Guys have looked confused. Have been behind his pitches. Not too much trouble with him. He walked one guy, hit one guy in the first, walked one guy in the second. But besides that, really nothing going on. It's been a good outing so far.
For Northern Kentucky, it'll be their 9-hitter, Zach Mitten. He's catching today. He's hitting .444 in the season, but only 9 at-bats, so it's 4 for 9.
But no, he's been on a little bit of a hot streak as of late. See if he can continue that. There'll be a pitch up high for a ball.
Thune continues to pound in those fastballs. Really not working too much with his sweeper pitch or his changeup. He's pounding fastballs, trying to get strikes early and often.
Thune going to get it called for a strike 1-1 count. There's Thune again with a comeback pitch after the ball, able to respond to the strike. Thune down the middle again. Good off speed. Min just kind of looked at it. Thune kicks, deals, and going to be on the outside corner, 2-2 count.
Looked like a little bit of an off-speed pitch, so after 3 fastballs, we see an off-speed there. Zach Mitten, a junior from Franklin, Ohio. In 2022, he appeared in 33 total games for the Norse.
Pitch is going to be on the outside for a 3-2 count.
He transferred from Ball State University. He was a member of the baseball program in 2021.
And pitches, and they're going to get called for a strike 3 on the inside corner of the plate. Thune gets the benefit of a doubt there, but good pitch, competitive pitch, and he was able to get the call he wanted.
Oh, there you go. Hang on. That's probably it. They just wanted the matchup.
Looks like Coach wanted the matchup. Thune looks like he's going to get pulled here. We can't. Where we're sitting, we can't tell who's been warming up in the bullpen. Actually, we didn't know if anyone was being warmed up in the bullpen, but it'll be a little bit of a surprise to see who comes out of that right behind this shed.
Yeah, Beamer comes out, a jog at a point, and a clap for Thune. He gets through the entire lineup of Northern Kentucky once, giving up no hits and no runs. That is exactly what Coach wanted. And now, once we find out who that is trotting out to the mound, we will find out who is next in line for the Bulldogs.
This is his return. Hopefully
We're looking right now, see if we can find who that is.
It's tough. White on white jerseys. Can't really see from where we are.
They're pretty cool looking. Got the bulldog on the hat, the bulldog script on the front of the jerseys. I like the look. Looks like Alex Voss is going to be pitching.
Once you locate that, Todd will announce him, and then you can fade the stopwatch.
Skip talking to him, giving that talk. Like he seemed put together a really good start. I mean, that can't get much better. See if they can continue. It's always hard as a relief pitcher coming back in after a pretty good outing out of your starter. Continuing on.
28, Alex Voss.
Voss is coming back in.
So it will be Alex Voss, the senior from South Bend, Indiana. Last year, he made 16 appearances, going 1-2 on the mound with a 5.14 ERA. We have not seen Voss since March 20th, so he has actually been hurt for a little while, we are hearing. So in his last outing against Northwestern, March 20th, he had 3 innings pitched, didn't allow a run, and of course we had that injury. So about a month off the shelf for Voss. It's going to be interesting to see his return and how he fares against the Northern Kentucky Norse team, who we know scores a lot, we know hits a lot, but they haven't shown it here yet. So we're going to hope that Voss can keep it all under control and keep a 0 on the scoreboard.
But Voss, that last outing against Northwestern, pretty impressive, going 3 scoreless against a Big Ten baseball team. Not a bad conference for it. You have to replicate that, and also to get the gears back on, fix these things. It's been a while, especially as a pitcher, a little bit of mental game coming back. Like, I haven't been here a while, I haven't been in this situation a while, and nothing replicates pitching like being in the game. So let's see how we can perform here.
He'll be greeted by the leadoff hitter for the Northern Kentucky Norse, Colton Kucera, who in his last at-bat did ground out to the pitcher, Cade Thune.
See what Voss has in his arsenal. Not too much. 3.37 ERA, though. Voss in for a strike. It was dead red fastball. He was able to throw right across.
So again, early thoughts.
Not too bad. And there's going to be a ball laced to the shortstop, able to clean it up. Nice pick by the first baseman, Parks. But yeah.
So I was going to say quick thoughts. It looks like Voss also, he supports that fastball. He will pound those dead red fastballs 60-70% of the time. And they're a great play by Driggy to stay in front of that. Ball's put pretty hard. And then a great play by Evan Parks to scoop it. So now you got 2 down. It'll bring up Noah Fisher, who hits 358. His first at-bat, he did strike out swinging.
Fisher gonna get the pitch and in for a strike.
We've seen Voss come right in. He's throwing 3 strikes. And it's all been fastballs. And so just looking to give them pitches to hit. Quick work for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, let your defense work behind you. So there's going to be a pitch and not going to get the call 1-1.
Voss with a 3.37 ERA on the season. Again, small sample size, only 21 innings pitched.
On the outside of the corner, 2-1. And no, but he looks like he can bring the velocity a little more. We don't have a radar gun here, but it should be I don't know what it's looking around, but it has some pop on it. So there's going to be a ball hit out the center, and it's going to be a Kaneko on the outfield for now. Van Leer's ball.
Center field Kyle Van Leer makes the play there. North Kentucky Norse go no runs, no hits, no errors. We see Thune pitch the first out. Voss gets the next 2. We're still scoreless here heading to the bottom of the 3rd here at Bulldog Park.
Back in the bottom of the third. Looks like Massey's is it Massey still the mound? Massey's still gonna be the mound for the Norse.
Massey will remain out there, and again, similar to what we saw from Beamer and the Bulldogs, we saw Thune come out and get an out. Massey is now going to start with the top of the lineup, so it seems like they trust him, and they're going to have him keep pitching. Again, Beamer, he wanted to see Thune face the 9-hitter, and then before the start of the lineup again, he got his guy out. Massey's going to stay in there to face the lineup for a second time for as long. We do not see anybody getting loose out there in the Northern Kentucky bullpen, so it seems like it's Massey's game as of right now.
Connor steps in the box after his first at-bat. Second one here. Stops up, ends me, strike one. Then Connor's.
Keaton Connor struck out in his first at-bat.
Thank you. Massey at the 0-1. Deals and be on the inside. 1-1 count. And here's the pitch. Going to be strike for Connors again.
Look like he fouled it into the catcher's mitt there on an off-speed pitch. Connors way in front of that one. So kind of feels like he's really behind in the at-bat here, down 1-2.
Massey looking to get strike three, and could be a ball rolling through. Could be a play at third, and it's going to be safe. Murphy's tried to make the play, but Connors with some not giving up on the play, running it out, and then good play, hitting it right where they are. Doesn't mean it's in the gap. It could be just right in the infield. They look at the infield single.
It was a pretty weak hit by Connors, but he did a great job getting down the line. And a lot of credit to Manny Voorhees. Picked it up barehanded, tried to make a throw, made it a close play, made it interesting. But nonetheless, it is a hit for Keaton Connors. So, again, the Bulldogs will start with a runner on base for Joey Urban.
Joey Urban, last at bat, had a double off the wall. See if he can replicate something like that to knock the first run of the game in. Gonna go back, and he's out. Great pickoff move by Massey, and was able to get Connors a little step ahead.
So
put
you
the
see
tag
there,
down and out.
It looked like Massey was coming towards the plate, and Connors took one more leap, and it was right there where Massey got him, picked him off, and now the Bulldogs have nobody on with one out.
Urban steps into the new scenario. And the pitch can be in the outside for a ball.
Joey Urban, as you said in his last at-bat, hit that bomb of a double out there to the B in Butler. A few feet off being a home run, but a bomb nonetheless, so he's going to hope that he can keep hitting. His batting average up to .291 now.
Not bad for a freshman as Urban gets the pitch and rails it out for a single. 2 for 2 for Joey Urban.
The freshman, he did win Big East Freshman of the Week, so he has been the real spark for the Butler Bulldogs, as well as the hitter standing up to the plate now, Carter DeRiggi. But Joey Urban now, like you said, 2 for 2, 5 stolen base on the year, so he has ran. He is a threat to run, but I don't know, after that pickoff, he could be a little timid to send a guy like that.
It was a good pickup move, able to convene yourself, throw it the first, get the tag down, but now Butler has another runner on first with one out. Massey gonna go for the pickoff again. This time, nothing happening. Urban safe at first.
Beamer over there coaching first base, he definitely told DeRiggi, hey, don't get too big of a lead. Like, the pickoff move, it will come. We don't want to lose another out on the bases again.
Now, that's one thing as a coach you just do not like to have. Those outs are easily preventable at first, especially for the pickoff moves. Massey, the pitch, can be on the outside for a ball.
So in DeRiggi's first at-bat, remember he hit that single into center. Felt like Urban could have scored, but a tough read there from second base held him up into corners, and then we had that double play.
It ends up costing you a run, looking back on that in the film. Just going towards second, the throw, and he's gunned at second.
That was a pretty fantastic throw there by the catcher, Zach Minton. He popped right up, put it right where Urban would be on that slide, and now that's 2 outs made on the bases by the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
they've had 2 hits.
You talk about the pop time on a catcher, able to pop pretty quick up, make a throw way ahead of the runner. Wasn't really a question if they would get him or not. There's going to be a ball laced right to the third baseman. Didn't even have to move. And that's going to be 3.
Manny Voorhees there, didn't have to move. It's quick. So Butler, though, gets no runs on 2 hits. They don't leave anybody on because they made 2 outs on the bases. So you can't do that right now. 5 hits for the Bulldogs opposed to 0 for the Norse. We are scoreless going into the top of the 4th here at Bulldog Park.
Welcome back to Bulldog Park. Looks like we have a pitching change again.
So this will be the freshman from Hudson, Ohio, Shane Kilfoyle.
Freshman number 14, Shane Kilfoyle.
He was a 2-year starter for head coach Buddy Dice, and Hudson. He did not play senior season due to an injury on the season for Shane. He struggled. He's supporting a 16.2 ERA. He's 0 for 1. He's appeared in 7 games, only 5 innings pitched, 9 earned runs, 15 walks. So Shane is a guy who has unfortunately been pretty beaten down for the Bulldogs. So they're hoping that he gets comfortable early and he can keep Northern Kentucky off the board for a little bit.
Yeah, you look at Shane. He has an interesting wind of the ball. It's almost like I can't really tell. It's more of a sidearm, but it comes through at the front of the plate like it's not. Could throw some batters off. Interesting rotation as well. We're going to have, I believe Voorhees going to step up here in a little bit after these warm-ups. What are your thoughts on the Bulldogs so far?
Well, I mean, outside of errors on the bases, they've played extremely well. They have 5 hits. They're pitching extremely well. They've just, every inning so far, they feel like they've had a chance to score. So, again, we had that first inning. We had the 4-6-3 double play. The second inning, we had corners with 1 out and a fly out, 2 flyouts, and that was the end of that. And then last inning, they had a hit by Connors, but he got picked off. A hit by Urban, he got caught stealing. And then Driggy lined out. So they've played much better than the Norse, which is shocking because Butler being 7-27, they have not played extremely well this year, but they feel like they're in complete control. They just have to make less errors on the bases, and they should be winning this game.
Adding on to that, it's kind of the same phrase. You're hot when you're hot, you're hot. But when you're cold, you're cold. Sometimes when you're cold, just things just happen. And that's where the Bulldogs are. They've been in plenty of positions, but just haven't been able to put it together.
Manny Voorhees in his first at-bat, he was hit. Remember, he was down 0-2 in the count. He fought his way back to getting onto first base for the Norse, one of only 2 runners.
Pitch could be way outside.
3 runners that have gotten onto base for the Norse.
Kilfoyle swings it out right for a ball. See if he can bring it here. It's be on the outside again. About the same spot where he missed last time.
We saw the last outing from Kilfoyle happen in April 11th, so a week ago at Michigan. He got through an inning of 1 strikeout, and that was it. So that's much better than we've seen in his last 3 outings. He has not given up a run.
Pitch going to be inside for a ball.
He's not giving up a run, whereas March 22nd, it kind of all fell apart for him. He started at Ball State. He went 1 inning. He gave up 7 runs. He walked 5 batters. But after that, no earned runs. So he's been much better.
There's going to be a pitch. Voorhees gave that ball a look a little too close and is going to end up at first.
So as I say, Kilfoyle walks the first batter on 4 pitches, really all non-competitive pitches. So not exactly what you want to see when you bring a guy out of the bullpen like that. It'll bring up Liam McFadden Acklin, the cleanup hitter, hitting 331. He does hit 391 when there are runners on. His first AB, he struck out.
Northern Kentucky is another with a base runner here. Every inning they've had at least a base runner, even though they haven't had a hit yet. They've been able to get guys to be in competitive positions if a ball were to go in the outfield for a hit. Just hasn't happened yet. Kilfoyle deals out the inside. He's going to plunk him. Runners on first and second now. 5 pitches. As you said, 5 pitches. They haven't really been that competitive, that one. Able to plunk them.
So yeah, we saw a 4-pitch walk, and then we saw a hit batter, and now you got first and second. You got nobody out. Here comes the pitching coach out to talk to Shane. So again, we've seen Shane. He gets into these mindsets and these times on the mound where he just feels completely lost. And right now, the pitching coach is out there trying to calm him down. You don't want to get lost. You're playing so well right now. Giving up runs is not what you want when you feel like you've been in such control of this game.
Yeah, when you have the control like you have, you've seemed like you've been in control pretty much almost every time you've been with the last 2 pitchers. Now coming in, there's been some mistakes hitting or walking the first batter on, as you said, not really competitive pitches, then hitting the next guy. All of a sudden, you're running on first and second. You're starting to lose that control. Coach going out to see if he can regain some composure back to the boys.
Oda gives some signs before heading back, taking a little bit more time, giving Shane that time alone, kind of letting his mind rest for a little bit. Again, like I said, you don't want to create a big disaster of an inning here.
Kilfoyle, they're showing bunt here. Lane's going to get fouled. Oh, no, it's actually going to go through. It didn't even hit the bat, and it's going to advance the runners to second and third.
So now we've seen 6 straight balls. Again, I'd assume that the bunt doesn't get taken off here, but
no,
we haven't even seen a strike thrown yet for Kilfoyle, so I'd stand up there with my bat and just kind of hold it on my shoulder. And now we're going to see the third base coach give a word to Peyton Lane, maybe similar to what I was just saying, that he hasn't thrown a strike yet. You know, don't go up there looking to swing right now. Like, make him throw your strike and then get competitive in the at-bat.
Yeah, look for your pitch, and if you're not going to throw your strike, it's obviously not your pitch. So, no, I would assume, I would be very surprised if I see a swing coming in here. Lane steps back in the box. Kilfoyle wipes his spit off on his glove, and going to deal back. Kilfoyle going to step off, keep everyone on.
And that's not what you want to do. When I played baseball, and I've always kind of learned that when you got yourself in this position, just get the hitter. Don't worry about second can't go anywhere without third going somewhere. Just get the guy the best you can and move on to the next at-bat. Don't worry about the runners on right now.
You don't want to get in your own head, exactly. Kilfoyle pitches here. Going to be on the inside. It's at the point now where it's like you just need to see that one pitch go over the plate for a strike.
Yeah, you need one strike to come through from Kilfoyle because right now it seems like he is really unraveling. And again, as we said at the beginning, Northern Kentucky hits, and they hit a lot, and they score a lot of runs, and Kilfoyle needs to be handing them the opportunity for it.
And there it is, right over the plate for a strike. Kilfoyle was able to get his first.
Did look a little outside. It looked like Voda had to kind of reach across to grab that one, but the umpire does give Shane a strike there. So the first strike we've seen, and now it's 2-1, and now he feels like he's in the at-bat. He's in the inning.
Kilfoyle pitches, and down the middle, I didn't see what happened. He fouled it off, yeah, thank you. Fouled it off. Another good pitch, competitive pitch that time. Now all of a sudden we're at 2-2.
Yeah, it looked like he fouled that one off his foot, so the umpire's going to step out, give him just a little time, brush the plate off. And even with that shin guard protecting that left ankle, it still doesn't feel good when a baseball comes down on that body part there.
It feels a lot better now with this weather than it does in March when you're hitting in the 35 degrees. Let me tell you, it does sting. Kilfoyle Pitches in right behind him for a ball.
I mean, just really not competitive there. I mean, throw behind Peyton Lane. Peyton Lane did a good job, though. He had the bat up. He got it down. Shane's just kind of calmed down. He's trying to be too cute. He's trying to aim almost. Just got to throw strikes right now.
Just got to throw it. Let it be yourself. I agree. Kilfoyle deals and inside for a ball. Bases are now loaded and walks.
The ump threw his hands up, so it didn't look like it was a ball, but it also might have hit the jersey. When the ump throws his hands up like that, it usually means that the ball is dead. So it might have hit him, but nonetheless, it's ball four regardless. And now the bases load for Brennan Rowe, who in his first at bat, he walked. So Kilfoyle just has to throw strikes, let the defense just make any sort of a play, put the ball in play, give them any chance. You can't just walk guys right now.
Let your defense do their work as there's a strike down the middle for Kilfoyle.
That's a great start to an at bat. After a walk, a hit batter, and another walk/hit batter, to see a first pitch strike go through, you're ahead in the count for the first time since you've been out here. You feel a little bit more calmed down. You know you can get outs right now.
See if you could build upon that with this pitch. Kilfoyle deals on the off speed. No call. I thought that looked good. Just a little high, probably.
It's probably right up by those Norse letters and a little bit above that. So I feel like that was a good call. It did feel a little high. And again, an off-speed pitch. It kind of has that movement where it starts up, finishes down. So it could have been a little bit higher than we really thought.
Kilfoyle giving a sign. Catcher right off his glove. He'll keep it in front of him. Stopped by Voda. Almost got away from him.
Looked almost like they got their signs mixed up. When you see a catcher kind of drop the ball like that, he was aimed really low and then he came up really high. It looked like they got their signs mixed up there. So maybe a bad sign. Again, we see Shane. He's checking his card. Voda's checking his card. Trying to get back on the same page here.
Kilfoyle seeing if he can get out of the jam he's in. Pitch low for a ball.
Shane has 15. He had 15 walks on the year coming in. Now he is 17. And again, now he's down in the count again, 3-1. He had the first pitch strike. Now he's throwing 3 balls. He's really starting to unravel. It's really concerning here if I was Beamer and the Bulldogs.
Foyle, it's going to be out on the inside. It's going to walk him home. 1-0, Northern Kentucky.
So the first run finally comes to the plate here in the top of the 4th inning. And Beamer is going to come out, and I think that'll just about do it for Shane Kilfoyle.
Yeah, it's a tough outing, obviously. But you kind of got to put that behind you right now. Unfortunately, you're in a spot where you got bases loaded with no outs, so you really have to figure out a way to minimize the damage here, which is a lot tougher said than done.
And again, like you said, we can't really see out into the Bulldogs bullpen, so we're not exactly too sure who came in. But yeah, for Shane, just 3 walks, hit batter, and it brings a run home. It's just not what you want to see. Again, he's pitched so well in his last 3 outings, and here he just kind of imploded. He's going to walk off the mound, be greeted by a few of his Bulldog teammates.
No, it's just tough. It's tough to have that. They were able to keep together the first 3 innings. Now the offense needs to wake up, and you need to respond. You need to back up your teammates. So we got you guys. We can put some hit together. See if they could do that. First, though, you got to get out of this inning. Can't tell who's on the mound. So these white on white jerseys, even though they look cool,
That'll be number 30. That's Cooper Robinson.
Lefty Cooper Robinson. See if they can get out of this bases loaded, no outs jam for the Bulldogs.
Cooper Robinson is a freshman from Lebanon, Ohio. He went to Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy in high school here in 4 varsity letters. He was a 3-year starter. He helped his team win their first ever state championship in 2021. This year, he has a 12.66 ERA. He's thrown 10 2/3 innings. He's given up 15 earned runs, 21 walks, only 6 strikeouts. So something we've noticed with these Bulldogs pitchers that they've thrown today, it's guys that have high ERA, it acted like a bullpen day to get guys different looks, and it brings in Cooper Robinson, who again 21-6 walk to strikeout ratio is not what you want to see from any pitcher. So we're gonna watch the walks here, but he enters a tough situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. Already giving up one in the inning. So just trying to limit the damage again. Just getting out here. Is sack fly works. Just anything to get outs right now.
You really just need to be able to have that confidence of minimizing that damage. Like you said, you gotta minimize it by throwing those competitive pitches. Unfortunately, it's very unreasonable that he's just going to strike out the side here and get out of it. So you have to trust your teammates to make plays to keep guys on, or even if it's going to run, at least trade a run for an out.
Now batting number 26, Bryce Miller.
Miller's going to step in the box here for a 129 average. Cooper Robinson steps in with the pitch hit on his shoulder, almost looking like a quarterback in football. I don't think you're allowed to do that in the majors, but college baseball, it's fair play. Whips it across for ball one.
Miller struck out in his first at bat. Again, like you said, hitting 129, only 31 at bats. So a very small sample size, but Bulldogs have their infield sort of in, trying to make a play at home.
Cooper Robinson going to get the strike call there, 1-1.
The umpire seems to be giving the outside corner a lot more than he's giving the inside corner, so hopefully Robinson picks up on that, can maybe start living on that outside corner, because the Norse don't seem to be liking that outside corner very much.
It's tough to get that bat extended on that outside corner. It's easy to understand why, but if you can get that pitch to consistently throw, you could be in a good position. As Robinson deals on a curveball for strike two.
Really good pitch there by Robinson.
No, that's a good curveball. Starts off strong, dips in low. You kind of just got to look at it. If you're Northern Kentucky, you haven't really seen that too often out of these Bulldog pitchers so far. Down in a curveball, lands right in the middle. Robinson pitches, going to be on the outside, going to get a wild pitch, and that's going to score a run.
So a wild pitch there by, it looked like a curveball just got away from him, and the Norse pick up another run. So now they have 2 runs, and they still don't have a hit.
That's an interesting stat. It's telling how this game has gone. Butler pitching's been pretty good, but it's been the mistakes on the base path. It's been a lot of mistakes that have made Butler become behind in this game.
Yeah. It's 2-0 now.
There's a pitch for Robinson, going to be high. Yeah, Bulldog Park in the top of the fourth. Top 4. It is 2-0. 2-0 Northern Kentucky. Here's the deal, and it's low. And gonna walk Miller as well. Bases are loaded once again, so no outs.
We have now been through, I believe, this is now our 6th hitter about to step up to the plate, and we have no hits. Nobody's gotten hit. It's been walks, and somehow they're winning. And I guess that's what baseball is. That's how it works. But you gotta throw strikes. You gotta at this point, you really just have to throw fastballs, and you have to let your defense make some sort of play.
Walking over that's going to land in for a ball. Walking over here, I said it was a great day for a walk. This isn't what I meant. Robinson landing in the first pitch. My producer's laughing at me a little bit. Pitch going to land for a ball. 1-1.
Adam Schneider hitting 8 today. His first at bat, he grounded out to the shortstop DeRiggi. He does hit 500 with the bases loaded. I'm not sure how big of a sample size that is. It very much could be 1 for 2, but he does drive guys in.
Be a strike across for Cooper. Good pitch location.
Yeah, now we get to see 2 strikes. So something we really haven't seen in this inning. We get 2 strikes for the Bulldogs. And we're gonna see if Robinson can get out of this.
We'll see where this goes. Robinson kicks, deals, low. 2-2 count.
A lot of wild pitches.
Yeah, a lot. It's a lot because you see him, Cooper Robinson come in, throw a lot of off speed, going to get your catcher. You have to adjust to that, and there's been a lot of wild pitches this inning just because of that. Robinson gets the side, deals, and strike three called. Great pitch.
A really good pitch there by Robinson. A good curveball right about the outside corner. So Robinson picks up a big strikeout, and now you got one out. So now you maybe could bring the infield back, look for that double play ball to get out of here. Again, not really unscathed, but in a way that it's not as bad as it could have been.
Definitely not. That would be an ideal scenario for the Bulldogs here. Robinson, and he'd be on the outside.
Zach Minton in his first AB struck out looking. So again, but he has the bases loaded. He has one out. I'm sure he either wants to walk or he's put something in play, give himself a chance, give his team a chance to score a run here.
You get a hit on the board. Strike for Robinson, 1-1 count. Yeah, it's still crazy to me they did not have a hit, and they've put up 2 runs, and they've been in D-scoring positions the entire game, but just haven't been able to put that on ball.
Yeah, no hits. It's something we've seen. That's what happens. I think they've walked 4 guys. They've hit 2.
Robinson pitch a little high. 2-1 count.
We had to have no hits, and to have 5 hits and to be losing to a team with no hits, it's got to be a little deflating for the Bulldogs. But maybe that puts a little spark in them. They know they have to start scoring and they have to start pitching.
Hopefully they can come out with minimal damage as Robinson deals with the pitch and in for a strike. 2-2 count.
And also, Northern Kentucky has kept the bat on the shoulders here. They understand that right now Butler can't throw strikes as it is. A lot of times we're seeing strikes go right by with no real interest in swinging at them. But now you got 2 strikes.
Robinson going to be on the outside corner. Tries to hit the curveball on the outside of the plate. Doesn't land. 3-2 count. We are full.
Colton Kucera on deck is not the guy you want to come up here in a spot where he can really do damage in this game. Again, hitting 375, 0 for 2 today. But he feels kind of due.
Milton waiting for the pitch. Gets it. Going to be a ball belted. Going to be out in left by Urban, but that's going to score a run.
That'll score Peyton Lane from third base on a sac fly. So
still no hits, though. That was probably some of the best contact we've seen out of Northern Kentucky tonight.
Absolutely. But like you said, still no hits. So now it's 3-0, and Northern Kentucky's got no hits. So Butler
can't say it enough because it's kind of unbelievable how that happens. But yeah,
here comes Colton Kucera hitting 441 with 2 outs. Again, 375 hitter. He's grounded out to the pitcher and the shortstop in this one. So he knows that he feels kind of due to get a big hit here and put more runs on the board for Northern Kentucky.
Ball, strike it on the inside of the plate. 0-1 for the Bulldogs. Robinson looked for the sign to give to the catcher, steps back on.
Robinson has done a great job again outside of that walk and outside of that wild pitch. He's done a really great job getting out and keeping the Bulldogs in this game.
And that curveball, once it lands in the zone, which it did there, 1-1 count, looks pretty good. Has a good break on it. If he can get that to land in the strike zone, I don't think Northern Kentucky will really expect it, especially because the bat isn't really going off their shoulders all that much. Pitch going to be on the outside, but going to get a strike call for Robinson. A little benefit of the doubt there. Actually, no, I felt that looked pretty fair for the call. But
we've seen a lot of those outside corner strikes. So again, it feels like that strike zone is starting to open up on that outside corner. So a lot of these hitters, they have to start adjusting because this umpire is going to call them.
First time it feels like forever. Bulldogs are having the count 1-2, and here's the pitch on the outside. Not going to get the call. Robinson wanted it. Little gesture towards the umpire, but didn't get it. 2-2 count.
Cooper, like I said, has done a really spectacular job. He looks like he's 1 strike away, 1 out away from getting out of inheriting a bases-loaded situation. He only gave up 2 runs. Neither of them are going to be earned.
Robinson dealing. Ball upstairs. Strike 3 on the swing. Robinson gets out of it with not terrible damage. Gives a 2-run. Really weren't his fault, but 3-0 Northern Kentucky heading into the bottom of the fourth. We will be back at Bulldog Park. We're back at Bulldog Park with a tough inning for Butler. A lot of walks, a lot of just not able to make the necessary strike calls. Two runs in score for another, 3 runs in score for another Kentucky. It's 3-0. But Xavier Carter's going to step up, see if he can start a rally to get the Bulldogs back in this one.
So again, we saw Carter in the first inning. He grounded to that 4-6-3 with runners on the corners. So the first real scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs was squandered.
Here's the pitch for Aaron Massey, who's still in the game for his fourth inning of work.
Yeah, good call there on Aaron Massey. 3 innings pitched. He's given up five hits, but he has 3 strikeouts.
Massey deals on the outside for strike for ball 2.
So another guy who, another bullpen aspect, but Northern Kentucky is riding with him right now because he's pitched outside of those 5 hits. He's gotten out of them. He has it. There's no.
He's been dealing with his adversity well, so there's going to be a ball on the outside of the corner. He's dealt with adversity well, able to bounce back from early runners on. And this defense has him backed up as well. He's pitched to Xavier Carter for strike 1. 3-1 count for the Dogs.
And again, despite all that adversity, the biggest stat that counts in this game is what the number is in the runs count. And there's 0 of those. So
Carter's going to hit one to the third baseman. Voorhees fields it cleanly, going to get the out.
So Carter with a weak ground ball over there to third base. Manny Voorhees, pretty easy play. Carter does not run exceptionally well. So it'll be one quick out. It'll bring up Ryan O'Halloran, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat.
O'Halloran, see if he can get on to start a rally here. Massey's looked pretty good, like we've talked about, with the adversity, all that. Also, just keeping control. He's had good control of his pitches. It's been not a bad outing for him so far. There's going to be a pitch swung on and tipped off, but 0-1 count for the Norse.
So again, like we talked about, O'Halloran has been hurt for about a month, so still getting his legs back under him after being a big starter for the Bulldogs last season.
Massey gets a sign. Deals going to be in the outside corner of the plate for strike 2.
Massey, a lot of fastballs we've seen. So, again, we see those off speeds. We'll probably see one here 0-2, but he's really pounding the strike zone with fastballs.
Especially with O'Halloran, it seems like that's all he's been getting. There's going to be another fastball going to bounce in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down the fourth here, 3-0 or 3-0 Northern Kentucky as Massey deals and strike 3 on the swing.
So O'Halloran case for his second time, the 15th time on the season, and it'll bring up the catcher, Cade Voda.
Batting for your Bulldogs, number 35, Cade Voda.
Voda steps in the box after having a great at bat. It was around 10 pitches, able to fire it off and get on, then able to get on third, but ended up not having anything of that inning. Voda steps in, see if he can replicate something like that, as there's going to be ball 1 on the inside of the plate.
Yeah, Voda, like you said, a great at-bat, worked the walk, got all the way up to third before kind of being stranded out there. Like we've seen for so many of these innings, Bulldogs have stranded runners in scoring position.
Voda gets the pitch on the inside of the plate for ball 2. Almost no wind in the outfield, playing it pretty straight. As here's the pitch on the inside the plate. That one's going to get called strike, though, 2-1.
So Voda will see one. Again, we saw his last at bat. We saw how good his eye was. We saw how good he is with the bat in his hand. So he's going to look to continue that here against Massey.
Voda gets the pitch and is going to foul it off. 2-2 count.
Yeah. Jeez. Who even brings that up in the meeting?
I got an idea.
I got something.
We'll see if he get on for Parks on deck. See if they could spark a little rally here for the Dogs. It's going to be high for a 3-2 count. Voda forces the second 3-2 count of the day.
Really is crazy. Again, I played baseball when I was like in 8th grade, but I mean the movement on some of these pitches, like I would have no chance to hit these nowadays.
Voda, there's a ball down the first base line, going to be hooked up and caught by Massey for an out. I would agree with you. I couldn't hit any of this stuff either.
No way. Voda does ground out to first there, flip to the pitcher. That'll do it. The Bulldogs go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. They trail by 3 here as we go to the top of the 5th in Bulldog Park.
Back at Bulldog Park here at the top of the 5th, we're going to have Cooper Robinson back out there for the Bulldogs, see if they can hold these Norse to where they are at, so the Bulldogs can come back in the bottom.
Cooper will face the hefty part of the Norse lineup, 2-3-4, so that is Noah Fisher. He'll lead off. He's 0 for 2 today. He struck out and flew out to center. But again, he hits 355 in the season, so for him to go hitless, it doesn't really seem very plausible, especially against Cooper Robinson and the way he's kind of struggled on the year. But he did a very good job last inning, limiting the damage caused by Shane. And hopefully he comes back out here, keeps the runs at 3.
Yeah, he's looked pretty convincing. I mean, there's been some things that haven't gone his way, some wild pitches, balls on the outside of the plate, but if he can get that curveball dipping in the inside of the plate, it's pretty tough to hit. Just have to have that right pitch mix. Robinson pitches, deals, can be the curveball falls right in on the inside of the plate for a strike.
Robinson really has fallen in love with that curveball. It's located very well. It's thrown a lot of strikes. And again, they're seeing on first pitch, curveball, something you don't really see very often.
Ball on strike on the outside of the plate. Great fastball. Good 1-2 pitch combo. Robinson pitches and strike 3 with the high heat, able to get him out.
Pretty dominating at bat there from Cooper Robinson. Again, we saw the strike 1 was the curveball was located beautifully, and a beautifully located fastball for strike 2, and then overpowers another fastball. That's exactly what the Bulldogs need after a long inning. They want to get out of here quickly and get back up to the plate.
In steps a third baseman Voorhees as the pitch comes in for a strike.
Voorhees is 0 for 0 today. He's been hit and he's walked, but he has scored, so he is one of those 3 runs on the board for the Norse. He falls down 0-1 early to start this count.
Here's the pitch on the outside for a ball. Still no hits. I feel like we've been saying that almost every at-bat, but it's pretty astonishing. If you're winning 3-0, you'd assume that you'd be up in the hits column too, but that's just not the case. So there's going to be a curveball on the outside of the plate for a ball.
Something very interesting with all of the Bulldogs pitchers now, I think this is our 4th Bulldog pitch we've seen. They all work very quickly. They all get set. as soon as they step up to that rubber, they're going, regardless of if the hitter's ready or not.
Robinson gets the sign for a strike. Yeah, making quick work of it. You've seen that with all of them. Do you think that speeds them up a little too much, where you can't regain your composure and you just end up throwing it across the plate? This is gonna be a ball popped up to the first baseman. I don't think anyone's gonna get it. Tries to make a dive. Ball's like 3 or 4 feet in front of him. Good attempt though.
Going back to your question, I think so many of these pitchers, they probably working quickly. I think it's not more of if it speeds them up. I think it's more of just a comfort thing. They're just comfortable working quickly. They don't want to take too much time because, again, that puts that idea of aiming the ball, thinking like that. Whereas if you're just out there, you just want to get outs. You want to throw as many strikes as possible, as quickly as possible.
Cooper, the pitch on the outside, doesn't get it. 3-2 count. We are full. Robinson with a big pitch here to keep that momentum going after that first out. And it's going to be strike 3. Great pitch. Swing and miss. Voorhees goes down swinging.
Cooper Robinson has looked exceptionally well. That is now his 4th strikeout we've seen. And again, we talked about how he's struggling on the year, but right now he's stepping right in against this Norse team who does hit the ball a lot. They hit it very hard. And he's been in complete control. It'll bring up the 4-hitter, Liam McFadden Akma, who struck out in the 1st inning and was hit in the 4th inning.
Ball one at the corner for Akma.
Yeah, behind home plate.
Gets the sign, deals, and no call there. 2-0 count.
So it seems like Robinson's trying to work in that outside corner. He's done a great job, but sometimes he just gets a little too low and outside where the umpire can't really give him that. You can't really give guys low and outside. There's no way a hitter could ever hit that.
It's a tough pitch to get the call for, as there's going to be one fouled off. 2-1. Top of the 5th here at Bulldog Park. Northern Kentucky lead 3-0 over the Bulldogs. 2-1 count. There's be a ball fouled off again. 2-2.
McFadden Ack again now hitting .331. We've seen 8 home runs leave the yard for McFadden. So he is a power threat, but again, Bulldog Park is a really big yard.
It is. Seems even bigger today. Robinson dealing, ball on the outside. 3-2. We are full.
Now here on 3-2, you want to have a competitive pitch, something that he can swing at, something you can get a call on. You don't want to walk guys. That's just, as we've seen in the previous inning, walking guys is just a recipe for a really bad inning.
Robinson pitches could be on the outside for a walk.
So as I say that, they do walk. It looked like there was 6 outside pitches there from Robinson. So he's almost like he's aiming right on that outside.
Try to hit it. Usually when you're aiming like that, things don't go too well, as there's the ball there. But he looks pretty good besides that walk there.
So it'll bring up the 5-hitter, Peyton Lane. He grounded out to 3rd in his first at-bat and then walked in the 4th, which he did, in fact, score.
Lane gets the pitch, a curveball on the outside of the plate, first strike.
First pitch curveball, we've seen that a lot from Robinson. McFadden Ackman getting pretty small of a jump on first base. He does have 3 stolen bases. It's never been caught, but not too big of a threat to run, especially with 2 outs. You don't want to make the final out on the bases somewhere.
Robinson pitch, curveball, can't get the inside that time. 1-1.
That one looked pretty good. That one looked better than the first one.
Yeah, it looks like it hooked back in, but didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. 1-1. 29 Robinson over at first. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. 1-2. Robinson stares down Lane. For the 1-2 pitch is going to be thrown over. Nothing going on. Robinson sets and fires. And there's a strike swing. Got to make the play over the first, and they get him for out number 3 here at Bulldog Park. going into the bottom of the fifth. Northern Kentucky 3, Butler nothing. Welcome back to Bulldog Park. Northern Kentucky up on the Bulldogs 3-0 as we have a new pitcher in the game for the Norse, and the lefty Zach Byron.
So yeah, Zach Byron sporting a 37.8 ERA. He's 1 2/3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs. In his last outing, he went and out, 3 earned runs, giving up 1 hit. Byron transferred from Wofford University, where he appeared in 2 games over there in relief, posting a 13.5 ERA. In 2021, he made 16 appearances on the mound with 1 start. From Cincinnati, Ohio, he attended Milford High School, where he was a 3-year starter, named to first-team All-Conference and second-team All-City as a junior, leading the conference in strikeouts. But it really hasn't translated here at the college level.
He comes in sporting that hefty ERA. You just gotta, when you come in these games where it's competitive, you gotta earn your spot a little bit. You gotta be able to deal and have a clean inning if you are Byron.
And again, leading off for the Bulldogs will be the first baseman, Evan Parks, who is a lefty, so you do get a lefty-lefty matchup to start. And then Wirtz and Van Leer. So Northern Kentucky coach feels pretty confident. 7-8-9 for the Bulldogs. He gets 1 lefty. He throws his lefty out there. Again, as we've seen with all of these pitchers, this is a bullpen game for both teams. They're both throwing pitchers that don't get a lot of work. They're just looking to give them innings, looking to give them experience, let them keep throwing.
Byron looking for his first pitch, kind of a sidearm windup. And he'll land in for a strike. Northern Kentucky in the all grays, Butler in the all whites. Pretty classic uniform matchup. It's Byron looking to get the sign as he deals. And it's going to bend in, but a little high.
Looked like a really good bending slider that looked like starting almost in on the hands of Parks and ending up just a little maybe outside, maybe a little inside. Tough to tell here.
Good discipline by Parks, though. Pitch on that looks like it was right down the middle, but didn't get the call there.
Looked like 2 identical pitches there, so he didn't get the first one. Didn't really seem like he was going to get the second one either. But 2 really good sliders, something that Butler has to look out for if Byron is in control of his off-speed like he seems to be early in this at-bat.
That's a tough pitch to hit. Here's the pitch come in. It's going to be a ball flanked out the center. That may drop, and it will. Hit by Parks, and Butler is in position to get a little rally going after that single.
So Evan Parks came into this game hitting 185, and he's 2 for 2. So him and Joey Urban both 2 for 2 for the Bulldogs. And now he'll start on first base. Again, only 1 stolen base in the air, not too big of a threat to go. With Billy Wirtz stepping up to the plate, hitting 143 in his first at-bat. He did strike out swinging.
Looking to see if they could put a ball in play here to at least advance the runner. Byron gets the sign. Going to throw over the first. last time Bulldogs had a runner on first, it ended out with a pickoff move for an out. So hopefully that wouldn't happen again.
We see that pickoff, and that's something with these lefty pitchers. They have that special kind of pickoff move where as long as their foot isn't coming directly to home plate, they can still throw over. It catches a lot of runners off guard.
With a lefty, you look right at him as here's the pitch on the outside for strike. Yeah, and when you're running, you look straight at a lefty pitcher. When you're right, you're looking the other way. It's a little scary to look right in the pitcher's eyes as he could throw you out in a split second. You throw over again, nothing happening.
Park seems to be in real control over at first base. He knows the move pretty well. He's not taking too big of a jump. And he's keeping it close to where it's still going to be about the hitter, not much about him. We see third baseman Manny Ford. He's backing up. He's playing on the grass, but now he's back into normal shallow depth.
Popped up behind the plate. That's going to be an 0-2 count.
Works looking to put something in play, give himself a chance to get down the line, and give himself a chance to move Parks over. Don't really want to go down without something in play here at this stage of the game.
Byron with that sidearm release makes the move up forward, but pick off again. Nothing happening.
This is where you kind of wish that it was kind of like the MLB where you can only pick off once, but between a hitter and then or twice, and if you don't get them, then they could steal a lot of pickoffs here, where it doesn't really look like Parks is ever a real threat to go.
Another pickoff. Now low. Nothing happening again. Keeping him on.
Parks seems to be really in the head of Byron, and maybe that's why Byron supports the ERA that he does. Maybe he's struggling to focus on getting the hitter again. He's up 0-2 and he's messing around throwing pickoffs to first base, a guy he's never really going to get.
Wirch waiting for the pitch, comes in on the outside. Ball one. Yeah, maybe you're right on that. Maybe you lose a little focus when you go throw over pickoffs. You kind of not forget the count, but you get like zone out of that situation. Now as pitcher, you got to zone back in, see if you can get the guy. Billy Wirch, see if you can put one out the other way, looking pretty open. And there's the strikeout.
So Wirch K's there, and that's really impressive by Byron again. He was up 0-2, and he started really fooling around. He then threw a ball, but then he came right back with that bender. He got Wirch for Wirch's second strikeout of the game. It'll bring up now 9-hitter senior Kyle Von Leer, who flew out to right field in his first AB. Parks remains on first base.
Kyle Van Leer steps in here. He said before, Byron looking to replicate that last strikeout he had. As there's another throw over to first. Nothing happening.
Again, we're seeing that even the first baseman hasn't even put down a real tag. Parks has gotten back with plenty of time, almost before the ball even gets there. But again, Byron just not really focused on the hitter, trying to make a cheeky out over here at first base when it's really not going to happen.
Byron kicks, steals the bunts down, gets fouled though.
Looked really weird there. Von Leer looked like he had it set up, and then he wanted to pull it back and then tried to get it down again. So just seemed a little indecisive there on what he wanted to do. But they had the bunt on there. I'd assume they take it off here, 0-1, and let him swing. You don't want to make another mistake of a bunt. Now you're down 0-2. You haven't even swung the bat yet.
You got to get the bat off your shoulders. If you're the Bulldogs here, Byron's providing pretty good pitches to hit. See if they can rip one through. And there's a ball, pretty rocket off the bat, but it's going to go way foul. Good hack, though, by Van Leer.
Are they done?
I need you to make a brief episode. Like immediately.
Lined up pretty straight up still. No real changes in the outfield or infield in this situation. I can't imagine why there would be. Van Leer gets ready for it. Still a pickoff there.
So again, 0-2. I just don't understand why you're trying to pick guys off at first base. You're up 0-2. Just go get the hitter. You're in full control. You get an out and you move on. Like, stop worrying about a guy at first base.
He's not going to do that much. Byron, the pitch, going to be fouled off. Long at bat here. Not putting together a decent showing.
Bragging.
I've seen a lot of those good at bats from the Bulldogs. They've been very selective, and if it's a pitch that seems close, they can't really do anything with it. They do enough to foul it off.
But that hasn't been really the issue. The issue's been converting when you have runners in that position. That's been the issue for the Bulldogs. The pitch, and there's a ball again, fouled off. 0-2 count for the Bulldogs. Fouled off 3 or 4 pitches in this at bat. Stepping back on the box is Van Leer. Byron getting ready for the sign. Gets it. Kicks, deals, nothing. It's on the outside. The plate for a ball, 1-2.
On deck, we see Kyle Pepiot, so he will hit for the DH. Keegan Connors, Pepiot, a senior from Westfield, Indiana. He will now take over DH duties for Connors.
And Van Leer hits a ball out to left. That's going to be a catch by Peyton Lane.
Felt like it was hit harder than it actually turned out to be, but just a kind of a weak fly ball out there in the left field. So to bring up 2 down for Kyle Pepiot.
Pepio steps in the box here. Familiar Butler baseball name. But,
Again, that reference is towards Ryan Pepiot, the pitcher in the Dodgers organization who graduated here from Butler University.
Bulldogs number 38, Kyle Pepio.
He'll step in here with 2 outs. Parks remains on first base.
Even more impressive, Tony Allen was starting for that game.
Pepio gets the sign and on the inside for ball 1.
Pepio on the year hitting .045. He is home with 22 at-bats, but he's really struggled to get hits. He's also really struggled to get on the field. Not really many games played fully. He only has 1 game where he's had more than 3 at-bats.
This is a ball right up the middle, right off the glove. Can see if they can get him in time there. Well, another hit for there's a hit for Pepio and the Bulldogs. 7 hits for the Bulldogs.
So speaking of that average of .045, Pepio has only had 1 hit this year, and now he has number 2 there. And that'll be first and second for the guy you really want up here in the situation, Joey Urban. He's 2 for 2 today, and he's got that double. He's got a single, and now he gets a runner in scoring position where the Bulldogs really need him to come through and get a run home.
It's a big spot for the Bulldogs here. That last pitch went right up the middle. Those are the scary comebackers that you always hear about. Pitchers getting hurt on, able to get a glove on it, just able to squeak out, and Pepio able to get on first. 2 on, 2 outs with Joey Irvin at the plate. Urban staring down the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. This could be one of those at-bats where you look back on the games or why you won and lost. You got one of your best hitters up with 2 men on, down 3. Big at-bat here. Byron looking, gets the sign right down the pipe, but it looks like a ball. It may have had the letters, not right down the pipe, but it looks pretty close.
Look just about at those Bulldogs letters. It'll be 2-0. Nobody really holding on the runners at first and second again. You're not going to send a guy like this with 2 outs with your best hitter at the plate. Hoping Joey Irving can put something in play, put something in a hit, and drive home a run, maybe 2.
Urban getting a ball called for a strike on the outside of the plate. Little generous there, but nothing too crazy. Just looking like to get a.
Looked like it just bent it into that outside corner that we've seen home plate umpire Anthony Turk fall in love with.
Urban looking to put the Bulldogs on the board here for runner in scoring position as there's a ball swing. Check swing. Gets right through though. You got 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for Urban. See if he can keep this at bat alive. The right side of the infield looks pretty open. See if you can put it over there with the second baseman shifted towards the second base bag.
You know, during the end of the season, we kept getting shot by violations.
Yes, he did.
So it was a countdown.
And inside, did it hit him? I don't think so.
Just a ball, just a ball.
3-2 count.
So
2 outs. Big pitch here.
So 3-2, 2 outs. That'll put the runners in motion, which again, a ball into the gap should score 2. But like you said, a very big pitch here from Byron to Urban. Byron trying to keep no runs on the board for the Bulldogs, get out of this little jam he's put himself in. Urban trying to put a run on the board for the Bulldogs.
Urban looks back, looks for the pitch, and it's fouled off. We go one more.
I did too, ever since like.
Yep.
3-2 count, and we continue. 3-2, 3-0 Northern Kentucky. 2 men on. Byron gets aside, swings through, and ball 4. Bases are loaded for Connors. And here comes the Northern Kentucky pitching coach.
So yeah, you're right. Pitching coach, so no signal towards the bullpen. Again, we do see one arm getting loose. Tough to see a number out there. It is a righty, again, with 2 lefty Bulldogs coming to the plate. Here, Carter DeRiggi, Xavier Carter waiting on deck. Would be unlike to take a lefty out of the game here. Hopefully he's hoping that Byron can settle himself down. Bases loaded. He's just hoping he can get out of this inning and Northern Kentucky can go back and start to hit here.
You kind of need this to at least take a walk here. Hit here would score 2. Anything in the gap would score all 3 of them if they're running. We said that last at bat was big. This one's even bigger with all the ducks on the pond. DeRiggi steps in the box.
Good job. Thank you.
Urban right down the middle, or not Urban, Byron right down the middle for strike 1.
Thank you.
DeRiggi
Bye, guys.
waits for the pitch
See it.
with bases loaded. And it's up.
DeRiggi in 2 plate appearances. He has that single in the first inning, and then he lined out to third in the third inning. Again, he's hitting .301 on the season. He does hit .667 when the bases load. So on the right side of averages, on the right side of statistics here.
Byron brings it across the plate. Ball down the first base line. Should be pretty easy field by McFadden, and there's the out with the bases loaded.
So the Bulldogs leave the bases loaded, like you said. They go no runs, 2 hits, no errors. We're going to head to the 6th inning. Northern Kentucky leads 3-0 here at Bulldog Park.
Welcome back to Bulldog Park. We're Northern Kentucky at the end of the fifth is up 3-0 on the Dogs. Another inning for the Butler, where the Butler Bulldogs just leave runners in scoring position. We've had two with runners on the corners, and was it two with bases loaded now? So there are a lot of runners left on. Bulldogs still don't have a point on the board, but 7 hits for them. As Cooper Robinson enters his third inning of work.
So Robinson will remain in the game. He'll face 6, 7, 8 to start for the Norse. It'll be Brendan Rowe, who is 1 for 1, who's 0 for 0 today. He's walked twice.
Counts 1-1 after the strike from Robinson.
We do have some defensive adjustments. Moving from first to third will be Evan Parks, and number 11, Dominic Milano, will move and play first base.
Robinson gets strike 2 as a 1-2 count for Cooper Robinson. 2-3. Curveball on the hands, going down, didn't go. Roll at the plate here for a 2-2 count for Cooper Robinson. Robinson gets the sign, and here's the pitch. It's on the low and outside. We are full.
So again, tough to see out there into the Butler bullpen. Does not look like there's any action, but again, I can't really see through that big line of blue.
Robinson, the 3-2 count, pitches low for a walk.
Robinson will walk his third hitter of his outing, but again, 5 strikeouts to back it up. And he's pitched extremely well after inheriting the situation he did inherit. It'll bring up number 26, Bryce Miller. He is DHing today. He struck out swinging in the second inning. He walked in the fourth inning. Again, his average down to 129 on the year. Only 31 at-bats, so not really a fair sample size, but nonetheless.
Steps in here for runner on, and the bunt's down, going to be foul.
Grass though is a little bit tall there.
So we've seen both hitters for the Norse at the beginning of their at-bats. Both look to bunt. Again, I'd assume it gets taken off here with Brendan Rowe at first base, Bryce Miller at the plate.
I think a little bit of part of that is they haven't been able to put together a hit, so you just try to bunt on. There's a pitch over, nothing happening. A throw over. Miller steps back in the box. Robinson gets ready to deal, and the bunt's still down. That one is foul as well.
So now the bunt definitely off here with Miller. Rowe on first base. Miller still at the plate here, down 0-2, 0 for 1 on the day. Again, as you say, Northern Kentucky still without a hit here. We're in the top of the 6th inning. But Northern Kentucky does have the lead, 3-0.
Good plate discipline by Northern Kentucky, taking advantage of what they're getting. Cooper Robinson getting ready for the pitch, showing bunt still, but goes back the first the throw, nothing happening. Robinson stares down, bunt's coming in, pulls it back, snap throw from the catcher, safe at first.
Weird, 0-2, they still have the bunt down. I mean, maybe that tells you the confidence level that they have here in their 7-hitter, Bryce Miller. But trying to get that bunt down still with 2 strikes, knowing that if he fouls it, like he's done the first 2 times, then he's automatically out.
Showing it once again, sticks it out, that ball's popped up, going to get through. They're going to look to get the fielder's choice out at second.
Seemed like almost like a pretty intelligent play there by Cooper Robinson. He let the ball fall. That definitely was a play that could have been made for a catch, but getting the lead runner out at second, just a free out. And now you got 1 down for Adam Schneider, the 8-hitter.
NKU playing the definition of small ball there, getting the bunt, seeing if they can advance the runner. It doesn't end up happening, but that's all it's been for Northern Kentucky this game. Small ball, getting those runners on.
Ryan Kilpatrick.
There's a pinch runner. Ryan Kilpatrick's going to come on first after the bunt.
Kilpatrick, 4 stolen bases on the year. Has been caught stealing twice, so he does run. This could be why he's out there. He's going to run. Kilpatrick will move into that 7 spot, believed to be DHing now. Again, we'll see when he gets back up to the plate.
Robinson pitches to Snyder. That ball's hit up the middle. Diving play, and that's Northern Kentucky's first hit of the ball game. It comes in the top of the 6th inning.
So Northern Kentucky finally gets one, their first hit of the game. It'll move Kilpatrick to 3rd. Schneider will pull him to 1st. It'll be runners on the corners for the 9-hitter, Zach Minton.
Now batting number 5.
Then steps in if runners at the corners with 1 out. Robinson stares down, throws over the 1st. As we approach around the 2-hour mark for this one. Jackman, again, Milton against Robinson here. Puts out the bunt sign, ball way foul off the bunt off of the Butler bubble in shallow right field.
Seen a lot of bunts here in this inning for the Norse. I don't want to say it's not trusting their guys with bats in their hands, but trying to just move runners over. I mean, that's how they've taken a 3-0 lead. They've walked. They've just played it small, like you said.
And there's a ball over the 1st. Nothing moving.
Not really too sure why Robinson keeps checking on the runner at first base. Again, even if he runs, you're not throwing it down because you got a runner on 3rd. So just get the hitter here with 1 out. Again, he puts something on the ground. You could turn to.
It's almost like you watched Byron in the last inning throw over the 1st almost excessive amount of times. And like, oh, I got an idea. I'll do that too. As we keep on going here. It shows bunt, ball's high. I kind of see this as like, we're going to throw the bat out for a bunt, and we want you to throw strikes. We want to see if you can prove us wrong and throw strikes, and so far it hasn't happened.
Yeah, Robinson has really struggled to throw strikes when he's seen that bunt go down. Again, they want to bunt, just let them bunt, like throw strikes. And again, if you can't get the out at home.
Oh, double pickoff move. Safe at 3rd. He faked like he was going to go to 1st and then goes the other way to 3rd and can't get either of them as we stay 1-1-1.
That was a really solid pickup move. Again, you saw the Bulldog bench. They all kind of got out of their seats. They had the runner at 3rd, Kilpatrick, kind of dead to rights, but not the greatest throw from Robinson. Gave Kilpatrick the ability to get back.
Down, going to be foul. Yeah, they've been showing bunt pretty much almost every at-bat this inning. It's been really interesting. Even on 2 strikes, they've been showing it.
Yeah, and again, we had 6 lead off, so now we've had 6, 7, 8. Now here's the 9. So this is the part of the order where these are guys who haven't gotten a lot of run for the Norse outside of their 8-hitter. So that's just how they decide to play this one here in the 6th, trying to get as many runs as possible because, again, the Bulldogs have hit extremely well today.
Ball thrown over. Nothing happening. Robinson stares down Milton. He gets the sign, winds up for the pitch, and it's going to be high. 2-2 count. Robinson stretches out his hands, brings it back into his chest, looks back, and deals over his head for a ball.
Good job by Minton there to get down, and especially get the bat down. We see so many times they leave the bat up, gives a foul ball, but he got the bat down there. So it'll be full count, 1 out. Runners on the corners here.
And catcher's going to calm down his pitcher, step off, deep breath, comes right back behind home plate for Milton. Pitch for Robinson on the outside for a ball. Bases are loaded once again.
So now the base is loaded here for the number one hitter, the leadoff hitter, Colton Kucera. And Beamer is slowly walking out.
And coming back. Nothing going to let him go. And that seems to be a strategy. Usually give his pitchers benefit of the doubt, let them work through these tough situations, but bases loaded with one out is one heck of a tough situation.
Especially with Kucera again now hitting 371 on the season.
And there's a ball that gets to the legs. That's going to score a run.
So right as I say that there, Robinson throws it under the legs of Voda. Another wild pitch there. It'll bring a run home, so it is now 4-1.
Yeah, 4 runs off of one hit is a tough scene, but a lot of them have been walked through and in. See the Bulldogs can get around on it. Yes, there's a ball on the outside.
I was saying about Kucera, he's 0 for 3. He's hitting 371. So again, going hitless is something that Kucera is not really used to. He gets a lot of hits. Again, we see the Bulldogs all on the grass. They're infield in. So that means that pretty much any ball that is hit past them will score 2 runs without a doubt.
And there's a strike. 2-1 count.
For Northern Kentucky, they are 1 for 8 with runners on, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. For the Bulldogs, they are 3 of 9 when runners are on, and 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
Here's the pitch on the outside, going to be fouled off. 2-2 count. And runners in scoring position, that's been the story of this one. Northern Kentucky's been able to convert, not even with the hits, just been able to get home. And then Butler has not been able to do that at all.
And it's almost just kind of speaks on the volumes of the pitching staff. So Northern Kentucky, they see when they're in those situations, they don't want to walk guys. They want to throw as many strikes as possible, make their defense make the plays.
Because there's a ball up for a ball.
But when Butler puts themselves in these situations, they're still trying to look for like the perfect pitch, the perfect strikeout pitch. Whereas you just let your guys make plays, you let them hit, and again, if they hit and they start scoring a bunch of runs, then that just happens better than giving them free walks like we've seen for 6 innings. Again, like we always say, 1 hit is all for Northern Kentucky.
There's a ball, and that ball is going to not get down, hit down the line, foul. 3-2, we are still full.
So we 3-2. First base is open. Noah Fisher waits on deck here. He's 0 for 3 today as well. So 1 and 2, both no hits for Northern Kentucky, very unlike them. So if Kucera can get on, we'll maybe look to see a pitching change before Fisher steps in.
There's the pitch, and a ball hit down the line, and it is going to score 2. Going to second, no, he's going to come back, but that's going to score 2 runs. Score is now 6-0 Northern Kentucky.
Again, so the Bulldogs, they had their infield in. They had their infield in, and Parks over there at third base. He had a shot at to make a diving play, but like I said, any ball that got past him is going to score 2 pretty much easily. And right there it does a single into left field to give the Northern Kentucky Norse 2 more. So it's now 6-0 as Beamer trots out, and he will be taking out Cooper Robinson for a lefty. Early guess is going to be Ben Whiteside, number 40, but I'm not exactly. That looks like Ben, so I'm going to go with that's Ben Whiteside. 4-0? No, that doesn't.
It's hard. You can't really see. There's these white on white letters. Hard to tell.
Got glasses on, right?
Score at Bulldog Park here, 6-0. Northern Kentucky in the top of the 6th with 1 out, 1 runner on first.
Yeah, that's number 40. So that's Ben Whiteside.
Pitching change for your Bulldogs. Now pitching freshman number 40, Ben Whiteside.
Whiteside's big lefty. Yeah, I don't know his pitch mix just yet, but it looks like with that size, you can probably have a sizable fastball behind you.
Whiteside sitting at 6'5", so especially on that mound, he looks really, really tall.
Yes, he does.
In high school, he was a 2-year starter at East Grand Rapids while playing for head coach Matt Chappelle. He was named to All-Conference, All-Region, and second-team All-State. This year for the Butler Bulldogs, the redshirt freshman has a 10.5 ERA. He has 6 innings pitched. He's given up 7. In his last outing against Villanova on the 14th of April, he went 1 in the third with 2 hits, 1 earned run, and 2 walks. So they're going to hope that Ben Whiteside can just continue to throw strikes. Nothing too crazy here. Again, he inherits a pretty solid situation. I believe there is a runner on first base, 1 out, so he has a good situation here before he faces Manny Voorhees. Noah Fisher here in the 2-hole.
Yeah, see if he can dominate with that fastball, kind of blow it by you guys. Most important thing, obviously, it's for the Bulldogs are they is throwing strikes. I'd like to see if we can get a stat for the walks we've allowed up today. We may be entering double digits there.
We have 8.
We've 8.
8 walks, and that's not including hit by pitches. So I'm going to go with that's 10.
Yeah,
as we've led on without hits.
I would believe that's around there. So Whiteside, see if he can at least allow them to swing the bat here and put some balls into play. Make your fielders do some work.
Now batting number 12, Noah Fisher.
Fisher steps in the box here. Batting 352, 0 for 3. Very uncharacteristic of him. Here's the pitch. Fisher takes it for a strike.
It's a good start for Whiteside. Again, we've said it. For right now, the Bulldogs have to throw strikes. Again, like we said, they've walked 10. They've walked 8. I think they've hit 2. So they just got to throw strikes. And Whiteside to come out here and just throw an immediate strike. It's like you said, you got to let the defense work right now. You can't just keep letting guys on.
Whiteside gets the sign pitch for ball.
That sun is beginning to set, and it's coming right into the press box, getting real sunny, getting a little tough to see, but I'll battle through it.
One of us will pick up the loose pieces if we can figure it out. This Whiteside looks over at first, gonna throw over there. Not much effort on the throw.
Pretty lackluster
Yeah.
pickoff move there. Wondering if maybe there was a sign mix-up. Maybe didn't really feel like the right thing when he was delivering that pitch, so just took a quick step off.
Whiteside looks over at first, and the pitch way outside.
Mark would be more of the
I know, there's not a.
pinch hitter situation.
And there's the strike pick. Oh, throw back, safe. Ooh, it looked close, but he was able to get the hand right in there.
Kucera got a little too far down the line at first base, and Voda with a snap throw. He had a shot. Milano put a good tag on him, but Kucera just got the hand in there. So it'll be 2-2, 1 out.
Whiteside, the pitch, and got him.
Very good pitch there by Whiteside. Looked like a little off speed after that strikeout. We did see a little fist bump from Whiteside again. He has not really had the greatest of years, but he is a redshirt freshman. He is young, so that is a good start right there to come out with a quick strikeout. And it'll bring up Manny Voorhees, who is 0 for 1 today. He has a hit by pitch, a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored.
Voorhees steps in with a man on. Whiteside throws over the first, nothing going on.
I did. Well, it was really one Red Sox fan, and I started joining in because I'm very loud voice.
Whiteside throws over, looks good, but it's a little high. Ball one.
I heard you a few times in the phone. You probably did. Oh, yeah, you probably did.
Whiteside stares down the catcher. Some movement at first, and he's going. Ball thrown down. He's going to be safe at second. Oh, he's out. Whoa. Whoa. I thought he was safe for sure, but they were going to get that tag down quick. Great throw behind the plate. Able to get him stranded at second as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 3-0. Welcome back to Bulldog Park. It's the bottom of the sixth. Northern Kentucky's up 3-0 on the Dogs. Dogs looking to see if they can get anything going here.
Yeah, and I hope for anything here for the Bulldogs. Just trying to have any sort of inning here. They're down 6. They got to start scoring pretty soon. Again, it's getting real late in this game.
It is, and you gotta find ways to score. Got to get those guys, and they've been putting themselves in the position. It just takes that one clutch hit, and they have not had that yet.
Yeah.
To the plate for your Bulldogs, number 13, Xavier Carter.
Carter steps in the box. Sorry. Is Aiden Bradbury, new pitcher for the NKU Norse. After a pretty good outing, or 5 innings before him,
I do have a tape.
there's a pitch for a strike from Carter. Carter.
Bradbury sporting a 5.91 ERA. He's 0-1, 10 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 7. Walks to strikeout ratio of 12-11.
So soft, you can't have somebody stomp on somebody.
The pitch through for a ball.
We've seen the outside corner be given to the right-handed hitters, but as the left-handed hitters, they haven't gotten the outside corner. So, again, like I've said, that strike zone seemed to have shifted towards that left side of the batter's box.
And there's a ball right off the mask of the catcher.
It was like he reposted somebody's thing and it was like
Umpire gonna walk out there to give Bradbury the ball, give the catcher a second there. That took him pretty much right on the face there. His mask falls off. Again, he's gonna brush the plate. Good job by the umpire there, giving the catcher some time.
You gotta make sure everything's good as they step right back in.
oh yeah, he said nothing wrong here, solid basketball play. I'm like,
So he's clowning.
And here's the throw across to Carter for strike 3 called.
So Bradbury retires Carter there pretty easily. Strikeout Carter now 0 for 3 today. It'll bring up the 5-hitter Ryan O'Halloran, who is 0 for 2 today. That is a pinch hitter.
5, Jake DeFries.
Jake DeFries steps in instead of O'Halloran.
O'Halloran will be done for the day. That'll be Jake DeFries coming in here. He is an infielder, so he will probably take over duties at second. The pinch hitter DeFries is hitting .212 this year. He has 104 at-bats. He's got 1 home run, 12 RBIs. He struck out 25 times.
DeFries steps in. Pitch on the outside corner for strike.
DeFries, a graduate student from Crown Point, Indiana. Before Butler, he won the NAIA National Championship at Georgia Gwinnett College.
Pitch through and ball's going to be fouled off.
Now, I don't like Dylan Brooks, but I like.
DeFries said on choosing Butler that it is an amazing school both academically and athletically with a rich history. Pursuing a graduate degree while playing baseball is exactly what I was looking for. So pursuing that graduate degree and he gets to play baseball, it's what he's always wanted to do here for the grad student from Crown Point.
There's a ball on the inside. It's going to be fielded by Rowan out at first, 2 outs.
So DeFries grounds out there. And it will bring up Cade Voda.
Voda has put together 2 decent at-bats so far. See if he can get a little 2-out rally started.
We've seen Voda walk, and then we've seen Voda line out. So to the tune of 0 for 1 today for Cade Voda. But he's obviously had the best Bulldog at-bat so far with that 10-pitch walk in inning number 2.
Voda gets the pitch on the outside and up for a ball. pitch to Voda, and it's fouled off. 1-1.
Got to back up here in the press box. I'm getting too close to the sun. I'm baking over here in a hockey jersey. So
coming right through. Your Rangers playing tonight in about 30 minutes.
About an hour. Rangers and the Devils. Check that out if you like hockey at all.
Pitch through on the inside. You got a finals pick at all?
In the NHL or the NBA?
You could give me both.
Well, I'm a Celtics fan, so I think they're going to win the NBA Finals, and I'm a Rangers fan, so I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup.
How can you be a New York sports fan and Boston sports
for Boston? It's just kind of how it happened.
That's interesting. Here's the pitch, going to be striped through the second base, played by Rowe to first, and pretty quick work of it for the first.
We'll come back and we'll talk more about my fandoms, then we'll get a finals pick from you. But Butler goes no runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to the 7th inning. Northern Kentucky leads 6-0. So we are back here at Bulldog Park. Excuse me. We're back here at Bulldog Park, starting top of the 7th. It is 6-0 Northern Kentucky. We do have some field changes. We will get those to you once we have them here. We're going to run through those really quick before we get into this at-bat. Taking over at shortstop will be the freshman Ian Choi. Staying in at second base will be Jake DeFry. And into right field, replacing Xavier Carter, will be Scott Jones. So 3 new positions here, but Ben Whiteside does stay on the mound. He delivers a ball there. Back to what we were talking about. So give me a finals pick and a Stanley Cup pick for you here. And the New York Boston thing, that's just what Dad likes. So that was just kind of what I heard.
First strike there. Yeah, I get that. I do. It's kind of a tough because those cities really hate each other with sports. I kind of like it though. A little bit of fan diversity. I have a little bit of my own that I'll explain after this pitch, which is in for a ball foul off for strike. I'm a Denver Broncos fan. Everything else Chicago fan. I became a Bronco fan just because I love Peyton Manning. I traveled with him from Indianapolis to Denver, and I stayed a Broncos fan. I watched lots of Drew Lock football for the last 2 years, and having Russell Wilson now is it's nice, but he didn't look that great this year. But I think a lot of that is on the coaching staff in Denver, and I think Sean Payton's going to help him out. Here's the pitch in for a strike down the middle.
Okay, a little off speed there from Whiteside. So you said Chicago fandom, so I don't really know what you're a Bulls fan of the NBA then?
It's kind of a sad existence right now. I wish I could have witnessed the 90s teams, but Derrick Rose is one of my favorite players ever. Is there's the ball fouled off.
So what do you got? NBA Finals, Stanley Cup?
Finals. Oof. I like the Suns. I really do. I think their team, their star power is so good. They just have to put it together, and Kevin Durant usually turns it on. In the East, I think the Celtics, there's going to be a ball hit the third, the Parks, it's going to get fielded and throw the first run out.
Clean play there by Parks. Voorhees gave him a pretty nice hop, took his time, made a good throw. Whiteside's looked really good on the mound. He's throwing a lot of strikes. Something we've said, just throw strikes, let your defense make the play. And right now, his defense is making the plays.
Now batting number 9.
Agreed.
McFadden Ackman.
Ackman steps in the box. McFadden Ackman steps in the box here. With one out for the Dogs. Here in the top of the seventh. There's a ball out to right. Right fielder's moving, and the ball gets down.
That ball was tailing away from right fielder Scott Jones, but he made a great effort to make it a close play again. Maybe could have dove, but it looks like there's either rocks or pavement out there. I wouldn't dive if I was him, so just stay on your feet there. Live to fight another day.
Yep, fouling it off. 0-1 count for NKU.
Oh, you mean like my student ID? No, not that one. You mean the, I bet you there's just an escape. Oh, the thing that they gave you on the actual membership.
The pitch. It's to the middle and going to be caught in center.
Good play out there by center fielder Von Leer. Pretty much came right to him. He had to charge in just a tad, but he retires McFadden Ackman, and now it'll be Peyton Lane, the 5-hitter. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored.
Lane steps in with 2 outs. See if they can. I was going to put more on the board. And there's a strike.
Wow, I looked really low from where I was. I mean, really, really low. But strike nonetheless.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here.
Maybe he's a Ranger fan too.
This is strike 2. Foul off the bat. You were mentioning before the broadcast. You don't think your Rangers are going to do that great tonight?
Not tonight. No, tonight feels like a trap game for them. But we're gonna see, and hopefully they win a series. But I don't know. I'm going to have to stay out of the sun. I feel myself burning through the plexiglass. So.
As there's a ball on the outside. Yeah, you wouldn't be a true fan of your team if you didn't absolutely think they would lose. Like, I'm the most pessimistic fan ever, and I feel the same. I feel it a lot.
Sometimes you just kind of know with your teams. You watch them I've watched almost every regular season Ranger game. I kind of just know. I've seen them play the Devils, so I just kind of know here.
Whiteside deals. Ball down the middle of me, popped up the chute. Actually, a lot farther than that. Off the center communication. It's going to be called in center field by Van Leer. And we're going to stretch here at Bulldog Park. Park. NKU's up 6-0 on the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 7th. Bulldogs stepping in the box here.
Bradbury remains on the bump here, and he'll face off against Evan Parks, who is 2 for 2 today. Actually, there's 2 Bulldogs with 2 hits today. Evan Parks has 2 singles. He has yet to score neither of those, but he started good innings for them, so he's hoping to continue that because the Bulldogs need some runs and quickly here in the bottom of the 7th.
Parks going to take ball 1. Bradbury gets the sign, throws, and low. Bradbury stares at Parks, gets set, kicks, deals, and strike.
Looks like
On
off
the
speed
swing.
there. Looks like we saw 2 fastballs, and then we get the off speed changeup down. Has Parks out in front of it, puts himself back to the count here, 2-1. Maybe expect another off speed pitch. It feels comfortable for Bradbury, and it didn't look like Parks really saw it that well out of his hand.
Ball to Parks skips in up off the leather, and ball 2. 2-2.
So I probably should say who's going to win Bulldog or good, because I don't think Bulldog would survive in that one. Yeah.
It's like the bike leagues.
3-1 or 2-2. Sorry, 2-2. I got it.
Rock it out.
And there's a ball hit up in the air, out to left to lane, and it's gonna be caught.
So quick out there, exactly what Northern Kentucky wants. Again, up 6-0. They know they necessarily don't need more runs. They just got to get now 8 more outs, and then they can, go back home again. It's only a 1-game series here with Butler.
It's a long drive for a 1-game series, man.
Yeah, they'll go back home, and Butler will go face Purdue, I believe, tomorrow. And here comes the coach, and it'll be a pitching change here for Northern Kentucky. So Bradbury will finish with 1 1/3, 1 strikeout. Didn't allow any hits, no runs, so a very successful outing there by Aiden Bradbury. And we will wait to hear word on who the new pitcher is for the Northern Kentucky Norse.
I bet if you Google it real quick, you can figure it out.
Welcome back to Bulldog Park. As
Yeah, that's
we step right back in with a new pitcher on the mound. Looks like Cameron Werman on the mound, or Carson Werman. Oh, how I read that as Cameron, but Carson Werman going up against Milano here. NK is just trying to take care of business here, get their final outs, and head on to the buses.
Butler threw out 6'5", Ben Whiteside. Carson Werman comes in at 6'6". The graduate student from Alexandria, Kentucky, attended Campbell County High School. He graduated in 2018, and then previously attended Century College, where he was a member of the baseball program for 4 seasons before transferring here to Northern Kentucky. He will be greeted by Dominic Milano, the 8-hitter. This is his first at-bat again. He came in as a defensive replacement for first base.
This was the ball flung up right behind the press box here. 0-1.
So Milano hitting 180 on the season and 50 at-bats. He's yet to hit a home run, but he does have 5 RBIs with 1 out, looking to continue and move down the line to get back to the top.
Hit right up the middle, striped up the middle for a base hit for the Dogs.
A great swing there by Matt Milano. He puts it right up the middle, right to the left side of the second base bag, and it'll bring up Kyle Van Leer with a runner on first base.
Van Leer steps in with 2 to ground outs. So see if he can even those out and put one at least in the gap for the Dogs. There's a pitch off speed, gonna land right in for a strike.
Kyle Van Leer today is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Milano at first base, no stolen bases. He's been caught stealing once, so maybe they send him here again 6-0. His run doesn't really matter. You don't really want to run a guy out of an inning like that.
Pitch through, spins off the front of the bat for a strike 0-2.
Von Leer still looking to get back into the shape that he knows he can get to. Again, really struggling this season. 162, only 13 hits on the season. He's appeared in 30 games for the Bulldogs. So he's trying to get back to what they know that he could be, what he's been for his 3 years here.
That Van Leer staring down Werman. Pitch comes in and it's fouled off.
No, I think he missed it.
Did he miss it? Oh yeah. He walked back like it was.
Yeah, that was a pretty gross change up there. Von Leer was right on top of it. 3 quick strikes, and Von Leer will be sent back to the dugout. And
Bulldogs number 38, Kyle Pepio.
It'll bring up Kyle Pepio again. He came in for Keegan Connors in the 5th. He is DHing now.
Papio watches the first one go in the dirt for a ball.
Catcher Mitten, the ball fell, and then he flung his helmet. I've never seen a helmet flung that far for a ball dropped in front of him. But just being protective, doesn't want Milano getting a free bag.
Just wants those runs to add up. If you get a guy in scoring possession, you could add and add and add. So you got to stay careful. Papio at the plate. Ball 2.
Carson Werman, just because we didn't talk about it, sports a 6.23 ERA. He is 5-1 on the season with the 17 and a third innings pitched, 12 earned runs, and a walks to strikeout ratio of 13-14. With 2 outs, Werman actually is very successful, only allowing a 158 batting average.
There's a ball 3-0.
Pepio again, only 2 hits on the year, 1 coming today, so not too big of a threat from what we have seen from the senior.
Can't imagine. I don't know if he'll get a green light here. Just want to add up your bases a little bit, get some runs on the board. As he does not, he takes for a ball.
Pepio does a great job there to bring up Joey Urban, who's been the guy for the Bulldogs. We've had a double, we've had a single, we've had a walk. So Urban yet to get out. He's been on base 3 times. His average is up to a 296. With runners in scoring position, as we've talked about, he does hit 364. He has that runner at second base. The outfield is pretty normal length. There is a little bit of a gap between the first baseman and second baseman, so anything into right field should score Milano from second base.
Urban looks down, pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Outside corner curveball there. We've seen so many of those. We saw them from Cooper Robinson from Butler, and now we see them here from Carson Werman. A lot of first pitch curveballs, which is something you don't really see much in MLB and especially college. The confidence to throw a first pitch curveball like that.
Werman throws across, ball gets by, but nobody goes. I don't know why nobody went there.
It seemed like Milano was pretty close, but then he almost kind of lost sight of the ball. He didn't exactly know where it was. So did Mitten. Mitten didn't know where the ball was either. But as you said, not really sure why they weren't running regardless. Again, trying to get us into best scoring position as possible here for Urban.
Urban stares down Werman. Not meaning the rhyme there. There's the pitch. Out on the outside.
Outside 2-1 again. We have Ian Choi. He is on deck. Remember, he came in for Carter Duriggi to play shortstop. So he would come in for his first AB. If Urban gets on and does not drive that run home, then it would be bases loaded for the freshman.
Urban, big swing, looking for it all. Ends up in the back of the catcher's glove for strike 2.
Speaking of freshmen, Joey Urban looked to make this one 6-3 to cut that lead into half with that swing. Felt like he was on it, maybe just a little under the ball.
Pulled his head a little bit, too.
So now it'll be 2-2 with 2 outs, first and second here in the bottom of the 7th. Bulldogs down 6.
Urban looks, ball's going to be low, we are full.
So again, full count, 2 outs. That'll put Pepio at first, Milano at second, into motion. Anything into the gap should score 2. Definitely any base hit will absolutely score Milano. So a good situation here for the Bulldogs if Urban can convert.
Urban looks. They're both going rung up on strike 3.
That did look a little low, bottom of the knees, but they umpire Anthony Turk had strike 3 there, so Urban will go down looking. Butler goes no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We've played 7 here at Bulldog Park. It is 6-0 Northern Kentucky.
Coming back here in top 8, Brendan Rose steps in the box as Ben Whiteside returns to the mound. There's a strike.
Why take Whiteside out of the game? I mean, he's pitched extremely well, and again, like we've talked about, these are bullpen games, so they want to get guys that haven't had much work on the mound. And Whiteside's looked really good. 1 2/3. He has 1 strikeout. He is not allowed a hit. And now he'll face Rowe, who is 0 for 0 today. He has walked 3 times.
Ball on the outside, 1-1.
So he has walked. He has driven a run with that walk in the 4th inning. Northern Kentucky, again, doesn't really need runs. They're just trying to maybe pad on some stats here. Again, I think we do play with a run rule, so if we get to that point, then maybe we get out of here a little bit quicker. But as of right now, it seems to be a pretty normal game here. Outside of that, Northern Kentucky only has 2 hits, but 6 runs.
Northern Kentucky Whiteside staring down Rowe as the pitch gets signaled and ready to come in for a foul tip strike.
Rowe hitting .235, but he hits .500 as the leadoff hitter. Again, not sure how big of a stat line that is, but it is what I was fed, so.
It's something. Rowe, pitch, strike 3 by Whiteside.
For the first time today, we see Rowe go down, not on base, so he's now 0 for 0 with a strikeout. Ben Whiteside gets a K there. He's now through 2 full innings. He's had 2 strikeouts.
Nick Wimmers.
We have a pinch hitter here. So again, we saw Kilpatrick. We saw Ryan Kilpatrick enter the game as a pinch runner, and now here he will not hit. It'll instead be number 22, Nick Wimmers, the senior catcher. So he will step in there as a pinch hitter.
Wimmers steps in with 1 out. 1 away in the top of the 8th. 6 Northern Kentucky, 0 for Butler. 1 out, top 8. Ball on the outside. 1-0.
Nick Wimmers, a senior from Ohio. He attended Moeller High School. He graduated in 2018. He previously attended Eastern Oklahoma State College, Norfolk State, and Nebraska. So he has spent spent years with multiple schools. This is now his 4th school he's been to since he's been in college. Again, hitting .216 on the year.
As Wimmers takes the strike.
He has 1 home run and 23 strikeouts. So he's been all over the place. He's played in some big leagues, Oklahoma State, college, and Nebraska. So some Big Ten baseball.
There's a ball upstairs. Yeah, that's interesting to be all over. I wonder how that affects a player being all, like, just as, like, mentally too, like being all over the country, playing at all these different places, not really like kind of like moving around a lot. Probably interesting to find your spot. It's just a pitch for strike 3.
Whiteside has looked really dominant as this lefty off the mound. Northern Kentucky seems to be either really confused with his off speed, maybe his height. I don't really know, but from, again, what I know from Whiteside, he's struggled this year, and right now he's looked insanely good. It'll bring up Adam Schneider, the 8-hitter, who is 1 for 3 today with a ground out, a strikeout looking, and a first and a single. He did score in the 6th inning.
Bunts out. Down the second. Going to be a tough play. Glove scoop. What a play at second by DeFries to Milano, and they get out of the inning.
A great play there by Jake DeFries. That bunt was hit a little far, a little too hard. Northern Kentucky down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. They leave nobody on. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. The Bulldogs have to score soon. It's 6-0 here at Bulldog Park.
Welcome back to Bulldog Park here. WKU up 6 on the Dogs, 6-0. Bulldogs need to get some runs soon.
We're going to see a new pitcher here for NKU, Northern Kentucky. It is going to be Kyle Klingenbeck. Kyle Klingenbeck supporting an 8.47 ERA. He does have one save on the year. He has 17 innings pitched, 16 earned runs, 25 strikeouts to 12 walks. So it feels like this might be the closer for Northern Kentucky. I'm not really too sure.
Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it.
But he seems pretty solid. Probably the best pitcher we've seen from Northern Kentucky. He will face Ian Choi, the 3-hitter. Again, we saw Che enter in as a defensive replacement in the top of the 7th inning for Carter DeRaghi. And he will step in here, hitting 143 on the season, only 4 hits, but one of those hits was a home run.
So he has a little bit of power here. See if he can showcase it for the Dogs because they need it.
Jones will be on deck.
Pitch in the shortstop. Play by Fisher. Stretch across out by McFadden.
It's a great play by Fisher there. The ball looked like it took like a weird kind of hop into his glove. It was kind of coming off that grass a little weird. Retires Che there. 1 pitch, 1 out for Klingenbeck. And it'll bring up now Scott Jones, who we also saw as a defensive replacement in right field for Xavier Carter. Jones on the year hitting 250. He's got 15 hits. 4 triples, a weird stat to see there. 4 triples, no doubles, no homers. He's been saying he has 1 stolen base. Now cleaning up for the Bulldogs. Again, Butler now down to their final 5 outs here, down 6-0.
Klingenbeck looks at Jones, gets ready, and deals down the middle for a strike.
So that outside corner continuing to be worked. They figured out that the umpire likes those outside corners on righties, so they're working towards that. They're almost aiming towards that, trying to get as many outs as quickly as possible here, get themselves out of here.
Clinging back. There's some movement on that pitch. Can be up and outside though. 1-1.
It is interesting to see if we could get a radar gun because to see how quickly these really do come in. Again, it looks pretty fast coming into here, but it might not really be touching 90. It's probably somewhere in the 80 range. Again, baseball like this isn't like LSU, so.
Yeah. And ball skips off the front of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, they're not pumping what you would pump in like a league like the SEC, but there are some guys you can see come in, some transfers that can bring it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott Jones ahead in the count here, 2-1. Looking to be a spark here for the Bulldogs where they really need one.
Jones takes a swing at it. 2-2 count.
Klingenbeck working pretty quickly. Once he gets kind of set, he does a little crouch down, and then he kind of goes right towards the plate. He's throwing pretty hard. He's throwing a lot of strikes. So Butler's going to be forced to hit. It doesn't feel like Klingenbeck is going to walk many guys.
Jones looks at it. Strike 3 on the swing.
Really, really good. That we saw a fastball there on the 2-2 pitch, on the 2-1 pitch, and on this one we have a sweeping pitch that started on the hands, finished on the outside corner. Scott Jones completely confused. We'll see Jake DeFry into the game. He'll hit here now. He grounded out in the 6th inning when he came in as a pinch hitter. DeFry hitting .210 on the year, and 105 at bats. Remember, he was a graduate student.
DeFry dealing in. Had a great play at second, just a no throw, just flipped up with the glove last inning. Is there's a ball going to be popped out to the left, out of play towards the shed?
Butler down to their final 4 outs. The DeFry hitting 5. So next inning, if DeFry gets out, it'll be 6, 7, 8, which is Voda, Parks, and Milano. For Northern Kentucky, in the next inning will be 9-1-2. So it could spell some more runs for Northern Kentucky, despite being up 6-0.
Pitch here on the outside corner of the plate for a ball. 1-1. Klingenbeck has that bend down low, as you said. Maybe get him more even with the strike zone. As he gets ready to deal. Ball fouled off. 1-2. Seeing if they can get out of this inning, Klingenbeck waits for the sign, gets it. Catcher position's right over the center of the plate. The throw outside.
Look to try to work that sweeper slider type pitch back into the middle of the strike zone. Would have been a great pitch if he located it, but it just got a little too out there, a little too low. Easy take for DeFry. So now it'll be 2-2 with 2 outs. DeFry looking to keep the Bulldogs alive, I guess. They do still have another inning, but 6 in 1 inning doesn't sound very plausible.
That's pretty steep. Klingenbeck throws down the middle. I think it went off the corner of the bat. Still fouled it off. Bulldogs still alive.
DeFry, you see his reaction there. He kind of jumped up. That pitch, like you said, was pretty down the middle. Felt like a really good pitch to hit, and he felt like he just missed it from doing some damage here in the bottom of the 8th.
Getting ready to deal. There it is. Did he go?
He did, yes.
He did. Strike 3, Northern Kentucky gets the side looking in order. And we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Bulldog Park. Northern Kentucky 6, Butler nothing. Here we go in the top of the ninth with Ben White's. Is it? I believe it's Ben White. Is that?
Now we have a new pitcher.
do.
So that'll be number 31. That is Colin Davis, the freshman lefty. We've seen Colin Davis in a few scenarios over our years here. Let me find us some things from Colin. Colin Davis is a redshirt freshman from Springfield, Missouri. He attended Springfield Catholic. In high school, he was a 3-year starter playing for head coach Courtney Spitz. He helped his team win a district and conference championship with a 24-6 record. For the Bulldogs this year, my thing is very slow. For the Bulldogs this year, we've seen him pitch 3 innings. He's given up 9 runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's supporting a 27 ERA. He's pitched in some tough games at LSU, at Ball State, at Notre Dame, at Michigan. So he has pitched against some really, really good talent. So this might be good for him here in the 9th inning at the lower level team like Northern Kentucky, but still plausibly a pretty solid team as we've seen here, down 6-0.
Those are some solid programs you just listed. Kind of crazy. You get I know Butler played LSU. You see all these big programs. Butler, they're the Big East Conference for baseball isn't too bad. It's interesting to see. With baseball, is there's the strike down the middle for the first one. It's interesting to see with baseball how you have all of these conferences. You play so much games. You see pretty much everybody. They're all talent levels, I should say. There's a ball down low.
Yeah, and again, when we talked with one of the managers, he said that Beamer, he wanted to book as tough as possible non-conference. So when we got to the conference schedule, it would be like they've seen everything they could possibly see, give them a better chance maybe in the tough Big East for a young Bulldogs team.
Strike 2 down the pipe. Yeah, and that's a good strategy as a coach, especially if you want young players. Even if you come in, you seem like you're outmatched. It's good to see that. It's good to see that over time is when these guys get older and start developing, you can really start feeling like we could beat anybody.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that was why Beamer did what he did again at LSU. That was a tough 3-game trip, and then Ball State, where he used to coach, Notre Dame, and power schools. When you talk about baseball,
ball up the middle, that's gonna get through for a hit.
Colin Davis with a flail of a try to knock that ball down. I'll go up the middle for Minton. He is now 1 for 2 on the day, and I'll bring up Colton Cusera, who is 1 for 4. And Minton will make a home here on first base for a little while.
Stepping in is
Cusera lays a pretty solid bunt down. Voda, really great job to get up out of the stance there, get it out. That'll be 1 down. Minton moves to second on the bunt, and it'll bring up Noah Fisher, the 2-hitter. He's hitting 0 for 4 today. Noah Fisher, 349 average. It's been brought down to. He came in today hitting 361. I guess that's what happens when you go 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Sorry, this is actually a pinch hitter. This is Brandon Tucker. He's going to head in here for the Norse, so that'll take Noah Fisher out of this game. Tucker hitting 250 on the season, 28 at-bats. He's got a double, no triples, no homers.
Bringing it here is a ball down low for a strike.
Colin Davis, nice sweeping pitch there. Looked like a curveball. Started kind of high, but it dipped right where it had to dip. Kind of fooling Tucker there for an easy first strike.
So, and then looking on, here's the pitch. The first strike. 2 strikes, no balls, 1 out here in the top of the 9th at Butler Park.
Umpire continuing to give that outside corner. It's almost like it's expanding as the game has gone on here. It'll be 0-2 to Tucker here from Davis.
Ball on the outside. That ball's going to drop. And Northern Kentucky's going to see if they can score another run, and they will. Single right scores a run.
So there's a single there from Brandon Tucker into right field. Scott Jones does a good job getting it in. No real issues there. Tough play and a pretty easy score there from Mitten. Northern Kentucky gets their 4th hit of the game, their 7th run. So it is now 7-0 with Manny Voorhees coming to the plate and Brandon Tucker going to stay at first base.
Voorhees steps in the box with 1 man on, 1 man out. In the top of that. There's the ball down low. It's going to get away. He's turning second, seeing if he can go to third, toying with them to stay in second.
Tucker in there to second on the wild pitch by Davis. Again, we talked about that run where I believe it's 10 after 7, but we're already in the 9th inning, so Northern Kentucky can pretty much score as many runs as they possibly want.
Waiting down the middle, that's going to be a ball.
Voorhees hitting 389 with runners in scoring position. Colin Davis has to kind of just lock in here. You're already down a lot. You do not want to add more runs, make it even more steep than it already is to come back.
There's a ball up high for a 3-0 count.
Up with the letters there of Voorhees. McFadden Akma waiting on deck.
There's a ball away. Ball four.
That'll get away. So McFadden Akma will now step in. First and second. We've seen another wild pitch there from Colin Davis. Voda telling his pitcher, just calm down. It'll bring McFadden Akma, who was 0 for 2 today. He's got a strikeout. He's got a hit by pitch, a walk, flew out to center, and he did score a run. So a pretty solid day for McFadden Akma. He's gotten on base, hitting 328, still looking for that hit that we know could be coming with that kind of average.
Yeah, and especially see if you can locate something to get these guys home. It's all about the at-bats now, even if it's in the score it is right now. If you're Northern Kentucky, you want to take these at-bats, you want to see what you could do with it. And Butler, it's good to see if you can get out of these situations. It's still the 9th inning. You gotta lock in for a little bit longer. It's a pitch through down the third, and it gets right past under the glove, and that ball's going to score a run.
So it seemed like that was a ball that definitely could have been taken for a double play, but it gets under the glove of the third baseman, Evan Parks. Remember, he started the game at first base, so he gets a look here at third. It gets under his glove. It is now 8-0 Bulldogs. They're going to go with that. Waiting to see what the official score is on that one.
Yeah,
it's going to go with an error, which I think is the correct call there on Evan
I believe
Parks.
so too. And there's a pitch, swinging for a strike.
Peyton Lane into the game, hitting 256 on the year. Today he is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. McFadden Akma on first, Voorhees on second. Bulldogs not holding anybody on. There's another good pitch.
Strike 2 coming in.
2 very good sweeper pitches there from Colin Davis, and that'll be 0-2. He's in full control of this at-bat, looking to bring the Bulldogs up to the plate. He doesn't want to be out on that mound any longer than he already has been.
Davis deals. Strike 3, got him.
Looked like 3 of the same pitch, and Peyton Lane just completely struggled to make contact on it. So he'll go down swinging. He is now 0 for 4 today. It'll bring up number 21, Brennan Rowe. Brennan Rowe today is 0 for 1. He's got a walk, and a strikeout. He has 1 RBI. So Rowe with first and second, 2 down.
There's a pitch on the inside. Guys going 3. The throw barely collected out there. That almost could have been another run.
No. Wait.
Not sure if you just saw what just happened. I think we just had a fan come into the press box here to complain about that official scoring decision on the error.
I get it.
I don't. It's 8-0. What are you complaining about?
Hey, those stats matter. NIL money.
That must have been the guy's dad.
There's a ball, a little high. Two count, and the pitch up high.
Colin Davis just really needs to just relax. He's got to calm down. He doesn't want to make too big of a mess. Again, he's been out here. It's 8-0. You just want to go. You just want to get out of here.
And there's a pitch for a ball.
There's ball four. So the bases will load here for the DH. Bryce Miller, I believe. Oh, wait, is that a pinch hitter? It might be a pinch hitter.
I think it is.
Oh, it's Nick Wimmers. Remember, he came into the game previously, so he's already in the game. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the 8th. Here he comes in the 9th. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Obviously cannot walk in a run, so you got to hope that he...
There's a ball low for... there's a ball low.
Colin Davis needs to settle in here, just throw a strike, and go to the bottom half of the inning, give the Bulldogs any sort of a chance at one of the most wild comebacks I've ever seen.
Looks over, sets, and deals, and there's going to be a meeting between pitcher and catcher. Bases loaded here at Bulldog Park in the top of the 9th. It is 8-0 Northern Kentucky.
Defender of Northern Kentucky stats.
Stepping back in. There's a ball on the inside for a strike. Oh. I thought he gave it to him, but...
So now it is 2-0, so Davis has now thrown 6 straight balls here.
There's a strike.
Oh, it is 1-2. He's pointing it out at 1-2, I believe.
1-2. There's a 1-2 count. Thank you. Got an error on the scoreboard over there. And a ball on the outside. Tried to frame it in. Couldn't get it.
We've seen that outside corner be called so many times. Shocking not to get it there on a sweeper. It wasn't a fastball, so maybe did not get there in time to be called a strike.
2-2 count. And the pitch. Swung on it. Fouled off.
Fouled off there by Wimmers, and he'll see another one here. 2-2, 2 outs. The bases are loaded. Northern Kentucky up 8-0.
Looks on. Pitch. And strike 3. Got him.
There it is. So Davis, he only strands 2. He'll leave the bases loaded. Does a great job there. On 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Northern Kentucky. They leave the bases loaded. They're up 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 9th.
Welcome back to Bulldog Park. Here we are on the bottom of the ninth. Northern Kentucky up 8-0 on Butler. Butler seeing if they can mount a miracle here.
We do have a pitching change. It'll be number 15, Andrew Mulhern, in to pitch the last 3 outs of this game. However long they do, in fact, take. For the Bulldogs, number 35, Kate Voda, will lead off, and then we will see Evan Parks, I believe, and then Dominic Milano to finish it off. As the Bulldogs look for 8 runs to keep playing or 9 to win.
Thank you to all of our viewers for watching this one. It's been certainly interesting. Yeah. Run through the game. Northern Kentucky, 8 runs on 4 hits. Butler, no runs on 8 hits with 1 error.
Yeah, and I think the story of the game was that Northern Kentucky took them to the 7th inning to get their first hit, and Butler, they really had a chance in the first 3 innings before Northern Kentucky put up 3 in the 4th. They really had a chance to put runs on, but every inning they stranded out of scoring position, and it's really come back to hurt them here, trailing 8-0 here at the bottom of the 9th.
With the 0. Yeah, 8-0.
Pitch for a ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Looked like a pretty good pitch there.
Yeah.
From Mulhern.
Agreed with that.
But it'll go as 1-0.
There's a ball fouled off, strike 1.
Voda hits that over by that baseball shed over there. Mulhern seems really ready to pitch right now. Quick to the plate, quick wind up, quick setup.
Mulhern throws, ball's low, 2-1 count.
Apparently he sort of beat what he is, right?
That would be interesting. I would not see that.
Pitch coming in, 3-1 count.
Again, look good. Maybe up by those letters, but seems like the corners and below the numbers here. The umpire does.
And there's going to be a walk.
There's a walk. So Voda's going to start off with a walk. Exactly what the Bulldogs needed, getting their first guy on base. And now it'll bring up number 3, Quentin Markle. He will come up to hit.
Batting for your Bulldogs, number 3, Quentin Markle.
Quentin Markle hitting 125 on the year. He's only at 16 ABs. He's 2 hits. Not really a big piece for the Bulldogs as a sophomore, but he's young. He's learning, so hopefully we will see more of him as we progress here for the Bulldogs.
It's a ball in the outside corner for a ball. Looks, fires, strike 1.
So strike there. Markle, he seems to set up kind of in, and then he sets up with that foot out, and then he brings it even more out, something that even when I learned, you want to bring your foot to the batter, see like that on that swing and a miss there for strike 2. He brings his foot kind of out. That kind of takes him completely out of the at-bat like that.
There's a drill called that. It's called stepping in the bucket.
Yeah.
If you step in the bucket, it's not what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to get your feet right. As there's a ball hit the second, it's off the glove. He's going 3.
Voda will be in there safely at 3rd. I'm going to go with that was an error. That felt like it should have been caught by the shortstop, Brendan Rowe.
Batting for your Bulldogs, number
So Marco is on, and now it is 1st and 2nd for Dominic Milano.
Milano steps in. Seeing if he can knock these Bulldogs in to get at least a run on the board, not get shut out tonight. ball down low. Catcher moves in. They have a little conference with his starter or with his reliever.
And that is going to be called an error there on Brett and Rowe. I think that's the right call. That felt like a play that should have been made, and it bounced off the bottom of his glove.
Watch out, though. The Northern Kentucky guy may run up here and argue that one.
Into left center here. And now we're having a conference on the mound. We're back here, Mulhern 1-0.
And the pitch. Cross play for strike.
Pours that in there. Again, for Mulhern and Northern Kentucky, they want to throw as many strikes as possible, put as many balls in play. Walking guys, prolonging. It just gives Butler more and more of a chance to make a comeback here.
There's a curveball up high. 2-1 count.
One's left up. It'll be 2-1 to Dominic Milano.
Pitch on the outside for a ball.
So another 3-ball count here. So Mulhern almost creating some real problems here for Northern Kentucky. Hoping that he can finish it off here, 3-1.
That's a ball.
So you see a walk. So nobody's gotten out yet for the Bulldogs. It'll bring up their
Bulldogs number 2, Kyle Van Leer.
It'll bring up their number 9 hitter. Kyle Von Leer, who is hitting 160 on the year. He's 0 for 3 today.
Von Leer steps in the box. See if they can bring the first round home. There's a strike across the plate.
There's that first pitch curveball as Vladimir Tarasenko scores for the Rangers. Puts them up 1-0. Here in case anybody cares about NHL playoffs, because I certainly do.
I hope they do well. I hope Patty Kane gets another ring under his belt. There's a sword swing for strike.
Von Leer swings and misses, and for the first time we see Mulhern really ahead in this count at 0-2.
He showed me the DMs. He said, J-Lo. All right, Rick.
Waiting. Well, there's gonna deal, and ball's fouled back.
Fouls it off. Mulhern, I think, would want to throw as many strikes as possible. Again, don't give Butler more and more opportunities to make a comeback, tie this game up. I mean, anything can really happen with no outs and bases loaded.
Well, there. Pitch on the outside corner for a ball.
Oh, yeah.
1-2 count.
One of those two was the play we saw earlier.
Well, there. Stares down, looks back, kicks, deals, ball up high.
I told you about the requirement that Katrina from campus emailed Devin and I about scholarships, right? Email asking if we give
Well, there, looking back, staring down, the pitch, fouled off.
It's like, they told Katrina this to respond over, like, if she's asking.
Von Leer having a great AB. We've seen a lot of these from him. He's got 2 flyouts and a strikeout. He's 0 for 3, but he's been trying to put the ball in play as much as possible. He's been making contact. Again, as a 9 hitter, bringing up Pepio after him to start the leadoff spot again.
And there's a ball
That'll get
low.
by.
And Butler has scored their first run of the ball game here in the bottom of the 9th.
So Butler gets one here on a wild pitch by Mulhern. It'll be a full count now and it is now 8-1. Northern Kentucky with still nobody out, and now second and third.
One of the 8.
Got one.
Got one.
3-2.
We are full here at Bulldog Park. 8-1, Northern Kentucky. There's the ball hit down the line.
Oh,
Gloved by the third baseman. What a play on the dive. And then out at first.
it's a great play there by Manny Voorhees. Lays out, makes the play. Markle does come home to score, so it is now 8-2 Northern Kentucky. But Voorhees does a great job getting the out. The first one, Bulldogs down to the final 2 outs with a runner on second base.
Pepio steps in.
Yes.
Softball. If it's a whole lot,
Watches the catcher. Gets a sign. Gets ready to deal. Pitch blocked by the catcher. Good block by Northern Kentucky catcher. Able to make that not go through.
yes.
Straight. Oh, no, yeah. I learned that the hard way one time.
Oh no. What's baseball or softball?
Softball, and it was no glass, but a huge dent. It was years ago.
There's a pitch.
It was like,
Good spot.
Pepio swings right through that one. It'll be 1-1 to Pepio here. He's 1 for 1 today. He's had 2 at-bats. He's singled and he's walked, so he's done a great job since he came in here in the 5th inning for Keegan Connors.
I think it was 3.
When it was hit, did you think like,
Well, I'm like, this match over tomorrow. Game's over. I'm walking around.
Getting ready to deal. The pitch hit slightly to Voorhees at third. Voorhees charging the throw. Got him.
Great play there by Voorhees. We've seen 2 spectacular plays. Milano will move over to third.
Batting for your Bulldogs, number 12.
Pepio is
Joey
retired.
Urban.
Joey Urban is the last hope for the Bulldogs here. 8-2, bottom 9. Runner on third with 2 down.
Urban steps in, having one of the better games of the Bulldogs with a single and a double. See if he can capitalize on that and keep this rally going. Urban doesn't see what he likes.
Next month, he hit a home run in they do the home run lights now. The ball hadn't cleared the fence yet. They turned the home run lights on early.
no.
And it didn't completely hard.
Oh, it went. I mean, it was no doubt, but it was
That pitch
clearly.
for Urban. Ball's hit.
That's fair.
And
It's
it's
fair ball.
a fair ball. Urban's going to go too. And he's going to be in there safely. 2 doubles and a single for Urban.
It'll go down the left field line. It'll drive in Milano, the second double of the game, like you said, for Joey Urban. And now it's 8-3. It'll bring up Ian Shea.
Batting for your
And
Bulldogs,
we're going to see if he can continue the rally that the Bulldogs have put on here in the bottom of the 9th.
Just out of curiosity, where would be like slang words that he uses in front of this? I feel like I've lost so many slang words.
And they're going to meet in the middle here.
I don't know if we should make many specific What is he? You tell me, Nick.
So the catcher will bring in the infield as well as the pitcher. Talk it over here.
That could very well be.
We're approaching. Right now, we're approaching the 3-hour and 30-minute mark
Yeah.
on this one. It's been a long one. Really interesting, though.
Yes, he does do that actually. He's a character. I know, that was supposed to be
Pitching change for the North. Now pitching number 17, Logan Davenport.
So it is a pitching change here. Number 17, Logan Oh, no, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, Logan Davenport enters the game.
Davenport enters. Seeing if he can get the final out here at Bulldog Park.
Davenport, 5.79 ERA this year, 9 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 6 earned runs, a strikeout to walk ratio of 5-4. So he looks for the final out here to end this Butler run where it's at.
They got some sitting here at 7:30 a.m. Start at next too.
Begin batting for your Bulldogs, number 8, Ian Shea.
Mark, that's pretty
Shea steps in, seeing if he can add on to the rally. Shea. Strike one called.
I have no idea, honestly. It's just I know the rest of the close and stuff.
Gets ready, kicks, deals. Strike two.
Butler now down to their final strike here. Ian Shea, 8-3, runner on second. Bulldogs have scored 3 in the ninth. They're still down 5, and they are down to their final strike.
They ready. Deals, pitch, hit to shortstop, cleaned up, and can't make the scoop at first.
That is the shortstop, Brennan Rowe. That'll be an E6 on that throw. Good attempt there by McFadden to pick it, but instead it will be Shea will get on, and now it'll be corners, still 2 out for Scott Jones.
Batting for your Bulldogs, number 27, Scott Jones.
That's
Yep, that's on me. On me.
Bulldogs still alive here. This 8-3 game.
It's a called strike.
Oh, is he ever saying
0-1.
lots?
Scott Jones looking to continue this pretty incredible rally here from the Bulldogs. Again, you maybe think if they didn't give up those 2 in the top of the ninth, how different this game could be right now.
Ball on the outside. 1-1.
Actuary science.
Looking down. The pitch. Swung and missed.
And once again, Butler finds himself down to their final strike. Runners on the corners. There are 2 outs. Scott Jones down in the count, 1-2. Mulhern looking to finish. Not Mulhern. Davenport looking to finish this one for the Bulldogs. For Northern Kentucky.
Looks at Jones. Stares, kicks, deals. Ball.
Jones lives to fight another day. Very selective at the plate. Not freaking out that he has 2 strikes. Being very calm.
Two, bottom 9. 8-3 NKU. Down to their final strike. Ball's fouled off.
Go off the Butler bubble there. And Scott Jones looked to see another pitch.
Jones looking to see what he can get here. If he can send 2 of his teammates home for a ball in the gap, would do that.
Yeah, transfer portal is weird. It's definitely crazy.
The pitch. And no.
Low, he holds off.
3-2
We're full count. Shea on first base will be moving. Runners on the corners here. Scott Jones, 3-2.
Yeah, it was in the Atlantic 10 conference. So
looking back. The pitch popped up, and we will go again. So, great at-bats of the Bulldogs in this bottom of the ninth.
So we haven't seen much life out of the Bulldogs, and they bring it all kind of back here in the bottom of the ninth inning. They're down 3, and we will see here how this one finishes out.
Deals. Ball hit to the shortstop. Charging on the first, and that's the ball game.
So Brendan Rell will make the play over to McFadden. Scott Jones is retired. And Nolan, you want to finish us out here?
Yeah, here from Bulldog Park, Northern Kentucky, 8, Butler 3. Thank you for everyone listening. For Butler Plus, I'm Nolan Hamilton.
And I'm Steven Siebel. See you guys on the next one.